mixing about the lore. Like Avatar is not really like that.
Yeah, I
You
feel
know,
like
it's
Avatar
more.
is just like I probably should take acid before going, and then also probably smoke some
No, no,
weed.
no,
But
no.
I
Don't. What?
your thing.
Hello.
Hello. Intro the podcast somehow,
An intro.
and I have an intro. I actually wrote this down a long
You have a
time
script,
ago.
or did you let AI do it for you?
I should have. I should have. um. Bu- 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 uh,
You take
where
this
did I write it?
cord.
Oh, here it is. Oh, this is for a recurring episode, so I got to figure out how we do this with the first one. So the concept for like if we do these multiple episodes, it would be like welcome back to the third party I think I even told you this. Welcome back to the third party podcast where we are the third part where we are your third party opinions on film and art.
Sounds good. Yeah, I guess.
Hey,
I mean,
this is the
wait,
third party podcast. This is it. This is it. Me, your boy
podcast.
Jared.
We should keep count. You know, like number one, number.
This is episode 0.
Episode 0, not 1.
Patreon exclusive. Just kidding.
We don't have the audience.
To my one Patreon. Thanks. Wait, hold up. I'm gonna pull up his name.
Maybe the podcast was the Patreons we made along the way.
Michael Anderson, the homie.
Oh.
I don't know who that is, but I appreciate you. The one Patreon guy that's there.
Hell yeah.
Fuck with that.
Alright, so I guess we should start over, right?
No,
Avatar.
I like the lead in of just like random convo and then like
Oh, you just wanna-
intro,
okay.
and then we can just kind of start whatever.
Okay, then edit. You should edit. Again,
I'll
you
edit stuff out that like
Yeah,
maybe
alright,
won't be
so-
necessary.
So basically, TLDR, CGI is great, but the story is good, but don't expect something like
Oh, we're talking about
mind breaking
Avatar.
or innovative.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, the CGI
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Avatar specifically. I mean, I don't even know. I know even in the first movie, it wasn't even like a good story. It was just like, it felt like it could have been like an anime somehow.
No,
Like,
no,
I don't
no,
know.
no.
It felt like an anime
I don't-
plot, or not even an
um,
anime plot. It would have been like a Disney original cartoon.
Well, Avatar is part of Disney, by the way.
See, it's just Disney. I didn't even know that. It's just Disney.
Wait, let me double check. I remember seeing it somewhere on like the trailer. Avatar. Just to be sure.
Just to be sure.
Avatar. Yeah, it's distributed by 20th Century Studios, which is owned by Disney. So
Yeah, Disney owns everything.
yeah.
Fucking
yeah. So
damn. But I do wanna introduce myself. I know we kind of did the intro and went back to Avatar, but I'm JRB.
oh right.
This is the boy
Yeah.
Alex, or how do you want to pronounce? How do you want to go by?
Just I mean, it's gonna people just call me Alex, but yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll put it in Discord, and you try to pronounce it yourself.
Don't.
Right.
I can't do it because of the way that I'm Actually, I can. I can just open up my phone.
And you can open your phone. So that's the original name. Erks.
Rex and Dale.
No. It's like there you go.
Erks and
Yeah,
Ale.
there you go. That's how it's
Erks and
pronounced.
Erks and
Yes.
Ale. Erks and
Yes.
I don't, bro. That is fucked up.
I know. I mean, everyone just calls me Alex. No one calls me this. But in short, whenever
Hey, for viewers, if you want to call him a nickname outside of Alex, you have to call him just Erks.
yeah, there you go. Because that's
Dale.
the
I don't know
yeah,
why
so
Dale.
whenever
Dale kind of sounds good.
yeah, Dale.
It
So
was
the
like,
thing
man,
is, the reason whenever I play like CS or Team Fortress, because we have voice chats,
Yeah.
they either say Erks Erksendale. Most people will say Erks because that's easier. Some people don't know how to pronounce it. So people who do know me, they'll just say Alex.
Mm.
Once I was playing PUBG, and there was this guy who's in like the Saudi Arabian player. It's like a random, and I'm just playing, and somehow he said my name, not Erkson. He just said Alexander, because he found out that he's like a scrambled version of Alexander, and I'm just playing, and I'm like, whoa, whoa,
Wait,
that's
that's
pretty
it.
cool.
That's what. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That it's just a scrambled version of it.
Oh yeah, okay. Look at Discord. Let me show you again.
No,
So
I
basically,
get it now that you said that it's Alexander, but that makes a lot more sense. Yeah,
yeah.
Jeremy is just my initials,
Uh,
man. Jeremy is just straight up my initials. I was not creative. I used to play Tetris at a Uncle Tony's, which is like this Italian restaurant with like a little karaoke machine by the booth that you would sit at, and they had it in all of them. And
yeah,
they
yeah.
would play a little bit of music, and they had like Frank Sinatra. I would go over, play Frank Sinatra, go over to the Tetris thing, play Tetris. Every single time I fucking lost because I sucked at it, I would just type in JRB, and then that's all the arcade memories from going to the movies when they had arcade rooms. Does
Yeah.
Dubai have a lot of arcade rooms
Uh,
at movies still?
what do you mean? I mean,
Movie theaters, I should say. Do they have arcades?
we have movie theaters, but they are like separate. Like there is like those arcade
Yeah,
areas,
that's what I
you
meant.
know.
Like that, they have those? Is what I
Yeah,
meant
yeah,
to say.
of course,
Yeah,
they have them.
we kind of
Um,
basically got rid of half of them, especially in
yeah,
my
well,
state. They're like basically gone.
surprisingly enough, there are a lot of kids who still do play it.
I
Um,
would still play it. I used to go over
how
play Guitar
how
Hero,
yeah,
the one Terminator game with like the rocket button. I don't know what game that
mhm.
is, or the zombie
Yeah,
one
but
with the
yeah,
submachine
yeah,
guns
yeah.
and pistols.
However, those arcade. So here's how the UAE works, right?
Right.
So they are a big fan of really like making things modern or advanced.
I was gonna say, aren't they
Right.
just a
And
big
they
fan of like high tech shit in general?
no, they love
Yeah.
that, and like straight from the beginning, the IT thing is like booming, and they still very high in demand. Now, this doesn't apply to just general IT, but like everything.
Mm.
So even the arcades, there's like a sense of like they really want to do this. And like what I mean is like, so you have the arcade, you have the old games, but whenever there's anything old that's not, that's replaced, they have like separate like areas or sections or rooms where it's just VR stuff,
They
and
have
it's a bunch
VR
of
stuff too. Like
yeah, they
I
have VR sections in a lot
that's
of arcades here.
crazy because I have like a mall that's like 10 minutes away from me, and I don't go there anymore. I don't know like if it's changed or not, but they had one store that was like kind of like an art or a VR place, and it was the
You
most
you will
shit
find
VR place I've ever seen in my life.
here is like the VR.
I feel like you get like you get like the whole like fucking thing. You get
No,
probably a
no, no,
gun. You get
yeah.
like the
No,
walking machine, so you can like
yeah,
walk in
yeah.
the game.
So basically, not only is like VR super accessible here, and you can also buy a VR headset, but the type of stuff that they use, like I remember the first time so this is what got me the Oculus Quest headset. This VR like store place somewhere in
Bro, I just
a
had the
mall in
big.
Abu
Hold up,
Dhabi.
I'm sorry. I just had the biggest brain idea. What if we do a podcast in VR chat?
No, no. I mean, that could be like a special in the future if
Yeah,
we
we can do
ever.
a special one
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
invite VTubers. Just kidding.
I don't know.
We'll get VTubers.
I wanna get back to like the
No,
VTuber part, but
no. Go get back to what you're talking about.
basically, when I tried like the first VR thing, right? They gave us like the headset and this gear, and this gear basically had a backpack. The backpack had a PC on it,
Oh
and it was attached to like the rifle thing, right?
Mm.
And there was a huge room that we were in with a pillar in the middle of it, basically to hold it up. Basically, when you switch on the headset,
you would
the
see the.
game environment is designed to fit the room, so you can like walk
Yeah, yeah.
around.
I've seen
You
videos of
have like
that.
it's super intuitive because it feels like you're actually there, and you have like these platforms. You have like this kind of like tightrope thingy, and
Yeah,
to me, I know it's not real, right? So I
but
can walk with it, but I'm like, damn. But you know, if like let's say like maybe my parents or something would try it, they'll be like
oh yeah.
kind of terrified.
It is weird.
I
I've always found that weird that like for some reason we sort of being younger kind of differentiate the
uh,
VR world from real life, whereas older people
I
would be
think
like a
I
little
say
like.
because we we
I mean,
we
some
know
young
because
people
we're
are
more.
like that too, but I think maybe us
No, no,
specifically
yeah, yeah.
because we work with computers.
It's yeah, it's more because of like we're more into like uh we're more we know like how the technology works. I guess we're always on social media. Well, the old people are just depending on what they do. Because
It is
my
kind of just a
my
person too, because like I've had friends of
I think
mine
it's
test out my VR and play Boneworks as their first VR game, and they were
oh damn.
freaked out. They didn't know like they like felt bad about like killing the people in the game,
It
and
does
I'm
no,
like,
no
I get
it
it
does
because it is
feel
kind of weird a little bit when you're
no
like,
no
oh,
no,
I can just do whatever I want.
it does feel weird and wrong.
To a
There's this
degree,
one game I played.
yeah. I've always seen that, especially
There,
with Blade and Sorcery.
yeah, yo, I was gonna say Blade and Sorcery. That game was the one that made me feel a bit weird. I still know it wasn't real, so I'm like, whatever. But it was like you get the person's head, you get like the sword, and you're just like,
Yeah, it's just
wham,
like
wham, and then
you
I'm
know.
like, this was.
I would always play the game. It's weird. I definitely, yeah. I guess you can feel weird about it. I don't think I've ever really
But
felt weird about playing the game, but I also like knew that it was a game, so I'm like kind of
yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
around.
But
I'm not like
I
going like
don't.
completely
Yeah, but I
crazy.
don't feel weird about like shooting someone. Maybe if it's like a story-based game,
I
maybe.
just
But
want to
let's say
take that
because
out of context. I don't feel bad
no, no,
about
no,
shooting someone.
don't. But I play a lot of Pavlov VR.
Yeah, Pavlov is
And
good.
yeah, and it's just like it's amazing. I don't feel bad. I'm just like
Well, Pavlov's way different because you're playing with actual people, so it's like way less uh
okay,
or it's not
okay.
even that you're
If
just playing with
you're
realized people. The like the ability to like interact with people is way more limited than something like Boneworks or Blade and
I guess
Sorcery.
it's more like this. So let's say you're playing a game, a first person shooter, and you're shooting other soldiers basically.
Yeah,
That's fine. When you play a game, let's say you have GTA in VR, and you kill an innocent. I think that's like a bit fucked up. It's like this feels wrong. You know, it feels so real, but it's not real. And you just like
wait,
shoot like
in
a
like what
pedestrian.
game?
If GTA, maybe like GTA in VR, if you shoot an
Oh,
innocent person,
I guess I don't know. I just I
Well,
completely
I
separate
say
games from real life to
I
me. So
say
it's
yeah, yeah.
like
I think Red Dead Redemption would be the best because like
Red Dead
even if
Redemption
even,
actually made me feel weird. That was the one where I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
too realistic. I'm like how people would
Because
like die, and I was like, ooh.
the voice record like the voice actors of like the screamings and the cryings of like
It's not even
damn, you
just
know.
that the visuals alone because of how
Yeah, yeah,
realistic
yeah.
it was. I was like,
The
this
way
feels
they're yeah
awful.
the the way they act is like you know they make you feel bad even though it's like
Yeah.
a video
I
game.
think that
But
that's the
that's
thing. If the visual fidelity of VR gets to the point where it's like Red Dead 2 quality,
yeah.
and like you can see that like in your eyes in your first personing it, I feel like ooh. Just
Yeah,
animation too.
exactly.
Animation alone, like if it was like realistic, like you stab someone and it like realistically reacted, I'd be like, oh okay, I feel
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
now.
it's a bit weird and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I guess they can't go too
Uh,
far with VR, but I know they're going to
yeah, yeah.
eventually.
If you know that if you felt bad and you think like it feels so real, then you know whoever developed that game did a pretty good damn job on like
Yeah, no, they
that,
did.
especially with like
Hats off to them
yeah,
for as a 3D artist and a guy that
yeah.
does this
So
stuff, but like, damn.
do you know how Rockstar made GTA 5 and how they made the people, the pedestrians look, you know, feel like real.
I
So I
guess
think
I didn't really
they
think of them. I feel like GTA 5 is not as like high quality as like Red Dead.
no, 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 but I'll tell you what their process is. Obviously, because Red Dead Redemption is like a lot like later than before GTA 5. But
Yeah.
basically, they Rockstar hired several people to basically live in Los Angeles for a certain amount of time and talk to people and understand how people, you know, how
Like just
people are
active
there.
and stuff.
They they're basically acting like spies. They're like they're there and
They're
they're basic.
undercover for
Uh,
GTA.
no, exactly, and they're basically there to. Their job was just to like live there and see what it's like. Learn how people talk, learn how people walk, all that stuff. They analyze them, and then they put that into their game, and that's how they made the NPCs for GTA
I
5, which is like
imagined for some reason when you said that they were just walking around LA with mocap suits for like a year and
no
they
no
just
no.
recorded that straight.
Eh,
Like they had a backpack on, they had the computer in there with the mocap suit on, they were just acting like everyone else was walking on the street. That
I
would be actually kind of
mean
funny.
that would be an option, but then like you know how
That is
I've
definitely
as
not
you
an
know.
option. Like imagine no, like a year straight. Like I was imagining like a year
No
straight,
no no no.
non-stop
The
recording,
say
and it
is
was just
the say
like
is
AI
the say is
analyzing
that
the
no
movement.
not like non-stop recording, but
No, I
like
know.
breaks.
I'm more
But
joking about that, but
the reason why I would say it's a challenge because of like the crime rate in Los Angeles. You
yeah, it
know.
sucks. I'd hate it.
Yeah.
I'd hate it.
So
Yeah, I don't
imagine
never
like
want
you're
to go to
walking with
LA
the
again.
mocap and
Dude,
then.
I literally like you go to LA, it is straight up GTA. Like I remember I have a video on my
I mean
phone.
that's the point of GTA 5. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be replicating Los Angeles.
yeah, and it's weird because like I was like sitting one night and I'm in downtown LA, which is like I was right like slightly down the street from the Maze Bank building, which actually exists, but like I don't know if it's
Yeah, I
called.
know
It's
it
not called.
exists.
Yeah, I just I'm like there. I'm in a like a apartment building on the 23rd floor, and I'm like looking out the window, and I see just like a police helicopter with a spotlight on like almost every night chasing some car, and then like I'm looking down the window at like this bus stop because like they're just chilling there, and I'm like, ooh, people watch, let me see what they're doing. I see like this homeless
Damn.
dude sleeping there and he just gets robbed. I just witnessed a dude like get his money taken and everything. Some dude selling crack by the bus stop. I was like, I don't. This is not fun. I don't want to be here. And every single time I left the like, if I was out at night, I did not feel safe. I was like, I'm never going outside at
Yeah,
night in
yeah,
downtown.
yeah, yeah. Here, dude, people here, depending on which area, you will walk. At least from where I live,
Yeah,
both places. Um, you can walk 3, 4 a.m. The people walking too.
yeah, I
You're
know.
just chilling.
I like that type of I like that type of
Yeah.
vibe a lot. Especially
So
here, you can kind of do that as long as you're a guy. Like
yeah,
my state specifically, you can do that.
oh,
You like if you're a
that's
guy,
good.
you're good. If you're a girl, there's like a street 2 blocks from me that if you're out at late as like a girl, you're probably gonna get trafficked into
Oh my
Florida.
God.
So
No, here you won't. I mean, a baby can walk. It's
yeah,
fine.
a
But
baby. Yeah,
if you, I think, yeah, Japan, and what was Switzerland? I mean, at least from where I was staying, like Interlaken.
yeah. There's a lot. I mean, there's a
It's
lot of
like,
places. It's just U.S. is hard with that shit because
I mean,
well,
there are a
I
lot
mean,
of countries
there's
that,
other countries too, but I mean,
yeah, but I
here it's
guess,
varied. Here it's varied. I always see the states. I hate calling them states because it's like they could just be countries technically. They kind of
weren't,
act as if they're
wait,
both their own
they
countries.
were countries before though, right?
No, they're always
Back
states. Even like
No, but
back in
like
the 13 states.
way back before, like, I mean, they're way back then,
I
like,
don't know. We
wasn't like,
didn't. We've always learned that they were just states. Like even like the first colonies that came here were like the first 13 states, but they were called colonies,
yeah,
and they weren't
yeah,
really called countries.
the first 13 states, but the other states, some of them were countries. Like, I remember seeing an evolution of, like a video evolution of America, and I remember seeing some of them being, like Washington used to be a country by itself. I don't remember,
Probably
I'm not
because
sure. I have,
Washington wasn't one of the first to be there. I mean, like what was California when only the 13 colonies existed? Like I wouldn't know. And then also like
I think California It's part of like the old Mexico. I don't know, bro. I don't. Maybe I'm speaking out of my
I
ass.
don't either, man. I don't know. I don't
Eh,
know
all
shit. They
right.
didn't teach me
So
anything. Also,
getting
I
getting back.
wait. I wanna know something. This is the first podcast we're really jumping into this because I feel like we talk a lot in general. We're good
Yeah.
friends, but I do want to mention that this podcast generally we talk about whatever the fuck. We do talk about whatever the fuck, right? It's just kind of
Yeah, pretty
we,
much.
we do that, but we also talk about like art, 3D stuff because
I
that's what
mean,
we
that's
do.
the we'll. Yeah, I mean, we could get into that. I mean, there's already like the whole AI thing, which we could talk about.
I mean, do we need to bring? We can bring that up so many times. I don't want to talk about too much AI today because we will. I know we can rant. I know we can rant about it. All right, you
Rant,
know what? How about
debate.
we'll talk about this. How about Chat GBT because that's on my mind as of recent.
GBT, what's GBT?
Chat GBT, the open AI thing that I was talking about that
Oh,
creates
that one.
scripts for you to do random actions.
It,
Well, I was using it initially because I was like, well, it can do all this stuff. It can make scripts, and then I was like, well, it can help me maybe come up with coding because that's kind of what it does. It's weird. I don't really know how to explain it, but it I had it do like more organizing stuff to delete. Uh, it would basically auto delete anything that's not visible in the scene.
oh,
So
pause
materials,
a second.
meshes,
Hold
and
on.
uh,
Give me a second. Hold someone's at the door. No, here there is like there's like like a sort of speaker in every room where you can hear the doorbell.
oh,
And it's a big house.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But
I'm
yeah,
noticing
so
stuff in the background because I know a little bit about you in terms of like obviously with 3D stuff, but I'm noticing stuff that you possibly
what?
do in the off time, like
Yeah,
that
like the longboard.
longboard, you got a ukulele in the back. We're ukulele brothers.
That I don't play. I don't play that. Okay, let me bring this on. Let me give me a second. Let me get this.
R-
Okay.
oh yeah, and then I forgot you're short.
Wait. So I just wanna. I don't play anything. I don't play any instrument. But this is basically there's this box that my mom likes to get
Oh, it's like
where
a
you
wait. Did you like make it from scratch, or is it like a
no basically
pre-made box
they're this company that makes this kind of that
DIY?
makes these kind of things like ukulele, slingshot, lanterns, and basically they give you the tools, they give you the materials and
Yeah,
all of
and then
these
you
like
and then you
shapes.
build it
And
yourself.
you just build it.
Ah,
I think my mom got it for just to entertain my sister with this kind of stuff, and she got it. It's a it's a functioning ukulele. What I fucking know what this is. I'm not, but I don't play it. I don't know how to play it, but it's pretty solid. But yeah, you do build it, which is kind of nice.
well, I mean, yeah, I think that's kind of cool to be honest.
Let me put.
I've been playing instruments since I was like 5. I think 5 because I got my first guitar when I was 5, and then I was like, I want to do this forever, and then I and then I took lessons.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really so much like maybe you never know, but I don't have any like plans to learn any instrument, but
You
that
don't
could
have to.
change.
You don't have to. I'm just saying.
It
I noticed it, so I was like, I don't know if he plays. I see
not
dartboards for
not
fun.
everything in the background is something that some of this stuff is just like my brother or brother's stuff or what stuff. But the longboard, yes, I
Do you
do mess
guys
around with like
do you guys share the
that
room?
up there. No, this is my own room, but in Dubai, I we it's sort of like a hybrid between like a bedroom, living room kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But this is like the main. This is like home base.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, this is like in my room. I have the most emptiest room in the house because I don't ask for like much furniture, just so I can clean stuff easily and everything. But my in Dubai, it's more like so we have like the living room.
Yeah.
Then there's like the couch is a bed, couch bed hybrid kind of thing.
I have a futon downstairs too.
Yeah,
That's what I sleep
so
on.
that's where my brother sleeps. Next to him is where my desk is with the extension, the shelf, everything like that. And then there is like a platform, a wooden platform on top, metal wooden platform.
Mm.
Basically, it's do you know what a loft is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically have that, and there's just a mattress up there. That's where I sleep, and that's where I am most of the time. The reason why I have a house here, with my dad and my sister in Abu Dhabi is my dad works here, and my sister studies here. My little sister, and then I'm the eldest, by the way.
Okay.
My brother and my mom and me, we study and work in in Dubai.
In Dubai.
So that's why every weekend they come here or they come to us and stuff like that. And that's why we have to
Mm.
have two places at once,
Is
and that's
that
why I
why
have like
you main with a? Is that why you've preferred using a laptop for editing?
exactly that's the reason why I have a laptop. Otherwise, two PCs is like quite expensive, even though it's good for the
Yeah.
long run. The other reason is that um
I couldn't do it. The one
especially
reason I can't go to like my dad's 24/7 at all is because I only have this. Well, I have an old PC that I used to edit on, but it's not good.
yeah so
I can't
like
lug this shit
the
around. It's like 50 pounds.
yeah so not everything is always set. I have like a bag open, as well as my bag with my laptop. I always carry three bags going here and out, and it takes me 5 to 10 minutes to fix everything. And I'm there and coming there, and it also especially let's say if I'm going to my cousins or my uncles or whatever, I can just pack, do the same thing. Um, Traveling is probably the same as well. So whenever I travel, I know exactly what to pack and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And make sure everything is like I can see and everything is clear, whatever. So yeah, I have all of that. So the back to the topic I was talking about. The reason why I brought up VTubers
Oh yeah.
was because of
We were talking
the
about
how
VTubers, by the way, like before the podcast
yeah,
started.
yeah. So there you have Visojo, Hololive, Niji Sanji. But when I was watching, Niji Sanji is the one that I always watch most of the time.
Mm.
Um, but I start to like discover more and more of how many languages each of these
Oh yeah,
creators
you're
know.
saying
So they
you talked to me before about this too. You were like, "Oh,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like nine. Like some of them speak like 9 languages. Like it's like a
Yeah, yeah.
fuckload
There,
amount. It's like
there.
for like
If
no
so,
reason.
if
They just know
someone
how to.
No, wait. There is. I only know one who speaks nine, and if
Well,
anyone
just in general, like
know,
a lot. Like they speak more
yeah,
than
yeah,
at least two, which is like
yeah, of course,
crazy to me.
at least two or more than two. But
Yeah.
there's one that speaks nine, and I guess if people who are watching knows who I'm talking about, they would know that one person. And she speaks. She's from Austria, but she also lived in Japan. So
Mm.
there is one. There's German and there is Japanese, and she also know English because she's part of the English thing. For some reason, she knows I think Italian
Each been
and
Josh.
French. Italian. I don't remember the other ones. I think, but there were like a
Hola.
lot, and
Como estas?
yeah, como
That's all I
estás?
know. Each
Then
been
you
Josh.
have
I know a
the
little bit. I know German. I know how to say I am.
no. I don't know German. I don't know much
Each.
basically. I only know English because I was only taught English. But basically,
I should know Italian.
there.
I'm Italian. I don't know how I don't know it.
Well, you're born and raised in America, right? So
Yeah, but my whole
I
family is Italian. Like my grandparents came here, type shit.
are
So
are they like American Italian or like Italian
they're
Italian, like
Italian.
proper?
Italian. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would make
So
sense.
it's
Like,
that, and then like my dad's American Italian because he was born here.
yeah, here, there is one I know. So because there's Niji Sanji En, which is English. So okay,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
person knows English
And then they
because
have
she's
the
from
Japan.
Colombia. She knows Spanish. Because she's a VTuber, she knows Japanese, and because I don't know why, but she also knows French. And then And then I found her in a video speaking French with a bunch of other VTubers that I know who already know English and Japanese, and they speak French because well they're Canadian, and they're like so fluent at like both, and I'm like,
That's
damn, damn,
I
like
wish I
it.
wish I kind of like lived in different places when I was younger because I feel like I would have picked up languages a lot easier.
I mean, dude,
Like
look at me.
way
I
younger.
have, I'm born and raised with like like a Filipino family, so I don't know Tagalog, which is the language that uh, I'm
I'm so
I'm
glad you told me
I'm
that was the language because I almost just I didn't know what the Filipino language was. I
okay.
was about to
Well,
just
it's
call
called
it Philip. Like, do you speak
well
Filipino?
it is kind of called the Filipino or Filipino language, but
Well,
Tagalog
it
is
has
the
an
word for
actual
it.
yeah, an actual
Yeah,
name.
yeah, that's the actual name. Then they, I don't know that. So what about Arabic? Because I'm born and raised here in an Arabic country. I don't know Arabic.
Don't you know how to read it a
Uh,
little bit or write it?
a little bit, a little bit. But I don't understand any like words yet.
Yeah, but I mean, like most people
Eh,
there speak English, so I feel like it's not even as much of a hassle for you.
here, I think English is the most spoken language here.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
isn't it? Because it's. I mean, I know like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or the UAE in general is just very uh, diverse, very
maybe in the
diverse.
countryside it'll be more Arabic, but most Arabs here, I mean,
Well,
English is
especially city, right? Like city, like
yeah,
culture.
especially in the city. There are even like people who are Arabs who don't even know Arabic. They only know English, and then there are also like I had like classmates of mine, also Filipino. They didn't know Tagalog. They didn't know Arabic. They only knew English. I had
Mm.
there were like people from all over, and they only speak English, and that's because it's like the most spoken language here, and like you don't Arabic is mostly required for like
Would it be like
well
a more
obviously
of a
company.
business, like if it like only a person knew how to speak
If
Arabic
you
and it's like a very businessy meeting, you would need to
if you
know it?
know only Arabic, I'm not sure if it will be easy. I mean, in Abu Dhabi, yes, because there's a lot more people who speak Arabic here. It's like where most of the locals are. It's the capital.
Yeah.
But if you're in other areas, you probably wouldn't have to know English. It's English is sort of a requirement for a lot of places, schools, jobs as well. Jobs if you want to get like a job here,
Mm.
unless it's like from a government kind of place, you will need to know Arabic since
Ah. Yeah.
you need it. But it I think it should be a requirement to like I think not a requirement, but it should be essential.
You mute. Oh.
That's a mute button. Yeah, it should be essential to learn Arabic. Not not only because Arabic is also another spoken language here, but because
I feel like it's
people
just
who
good
work
to.
here
I feel like it's just good
because
in
like
general for the whatever country you're in to know either
yeah
the
yeah
most
but
spoken
like
language and then also the I guess like the top two spoken languages I should say.
but business
Because
wise
like here it's like
because
English and Spanish, which is why I know more Spanish than anything else.
no, it's good to know Spanish there because you have like for example like Mexico
Yeah,
as a neighboring
it's
country, and
rare.
you're
It's
gonna
rare that you need any like Spanish comes up a lot. Um, I mean everything's pretty
So
diverse here, but it's like you rarely like it's always either it's mostly Spanish and then it's always English 90% of the time.
yeah,
It
but
isn't English most of the time.
here, sorry, Arabic should not just be spoken, not no, not just for the sake of it, but because often, at least for me, when I work with like client projects, they'll come not from just here UAE, because in UAE they'll speak English just fine, but
Yeah,
you'll get like clients from Iraq or Iran or
yeah,
Qatar,
and
Kuwait,
they
Saudi Arabia.
probably don't speak English, so you
Yeah,
need
yeah,
somebody to.
yeah. The client projects I've had previously, the last one was an Iraqi client. They speak English perfectly fine, but it'll be much easier if it was in Arabic for them.
Yeah.
Then before that there was UAE, but UAE they,
Do you think
no problem.
it's
They all speak.
actually this is now that we're a 30 this is giving me a reason to jump into a 3D topic. Is it
Yeah.
hard for you as somebody that works um I guess like in 3D in general or like in like the corporate side of 3D? It's corporate, right? You would consider it. kind of corporate
Uh,
with like
yeah,
ads,
yeah,
advertisements and stuff. It's like the
yeah, yeah.
advertisers basically.
That's a
Is
lot
it
more corporate.
is it hard when there's is it hard to get a project done when you know the person, the client doesn't speak like like there's a big language barrier there, if that makes sense.
No, I okay. As far as
Because you
have,
mentioned that the
the
like it would be easier for them to just speak Arabic, but they can speak
the thing
English.
is when it comes to here, the clients I've worked with, they only go as far as the ones in Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. But any other countries
I
beyond
guess
that, they probably speak mostly
do you
Arabic.
have any
But
experience though in that
wait,
regard where it's like
I'll
you
get
okay.
I'll get to that. But the countries I just mentioned now, they always have like business internationally, so they all speak English perfectly fine, I guess. At least in my experience, I never had like a language barrier option.
Mm.
But if I ended up working, let's say, more west or more north, like having clients more west or more north, so like you'll have like maybe Lebanon and Egypt or Iran. Iraq. I have no idea because I haven't gotten there yet. But they probably Arabic would be more useful there. As of now, there are clients that are in those places, but
But you
my
haven't had an
director takes care
issue.
of that.
You haven't
No,
okay,
no,
so
no.
your
Well,
director takes
my
care of it
director,
and then
yeah, because
there hasn't really been an issue.
my director speaks. He studied in America, so he speaks English and he speaks Arabic. Well,
Okay.
I think,
So
yeah.
okay, so it's not as much
So
of an issue
yeah,
for you. I was just curious. I didn't know if you've ever
eh,
run into that.
I
I've
think
never ran into that issue client wise because everyone's from the
uh,
U.S. that I've worked with. There was one dude in Japan that wanted to hire
I
me, but that
yeah,
didn't work out.
yeah. So I think if you're in I think like Europe, India, probably India, India, Philippines as well,
Mm.
Australia, not Australia, Singapore, parts of the Middle East like UAE, Qatar, United States, and Canada. I think they'll be fine with like English in terms of clients. The only barrier is the time zone because there's like a lot of barriers with that. But with countries like clients, let's say coming from Japan, Korea, China, or maybe I don't know those or Russia maybe as well. I say it'll be helpful if you know the language because like those ones I don't really hear about, because I know that when I go to like talk to people online or in
Yeah.
person, when I go to Europe or Singapore, or especially Philippines or wherever, they speak English perfectly fine. They have an accent, and everything, but there's no like language barrier or anything like that. But if you go to a country like Japan or something like not everyone speaks English, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not a very common thing.
Yeah. I mean
So
that was
it,
like because I did almost have a client in Japan, but there were other reasons why it didn't work out, but like initially, like starting the deal before it just didn't work out was kind of a fucking minefield of like trying to it was like mental gymnastics trying to like okay I have to translate your message because you're sending it to
yeah,
me in
yeah.
Japanese
So yeah.
and
So
then
that's the thing. So
things don't automatically translate
but
perfectly, so it's kind of
but
hard.
if you know English here, it'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
The places that will require Arabic would be like government places, companies that are like have like a high Arabic, like workforce and stuff like that. Um, all the kind of stuff. But English, you'll be fine there. It's not a requirement to know it. Like if you let's say you study in certain countries, it's a requirement to know the language and speak it, especially if you want to
Yeah.
work there. But here, if you know English,
I
you'll be
don't
fine.
know if it's not a requirement here, but I was forced to do 3 years of Spanish in college.
I
I mean, not college, high school.
all
I'm sorry. I didn't do college. I
all
forgot I dropped out.
schools teach like have their language classes,
Yeah, but
right?
like
And
I know
it
the fact that they're mandatory, does that make it more of an option? Like I was mandatory, like either doing Italian or Spanish.
Here, it's Arabic and French because well, Arabic and is obvious, but there are a lot of people who do speak who they don't speak French to each other as much as far as I've experienced, but they do know French because you have like other Middle Eastern countries that do speak French. Like I think it was Lebanon, there's Morocco as well. So those ones speak French as well.
Yeah,
But
I wish I could
here,
speak French. There was a I knew a
they
little bit
do
back
teach
in the
it in
day.
schools, and they do teach like Arabic and French in school, and you do have to like pass them or whatever. But it's not really like a requirement compared
Yeah,
to like other things.
I want to talk
Um,
about something 3D related, and I'm trying to think of like what we could talk about
and what can we
3D.
talk?
I don't
I mean,
know,
there's a lot of
man. There's
things,
a lot of
and
things. I don't want to bring up Avatar, even though I mean, like we kind of talked about it like slightly, a
no,
little
we don't have
bit.
to bring it up. I mean, I think we can bring it up after you. Do you plan to watch it anytime soon? It's a
Nope,
great movie. You should.
nope.
By the way, I watched it in
If it
4D,
shows,
so
is it gonna
I
be on
wasn't just
Disney
looking at
Plus? Do you know?
maybe, but
If it goes on Disney, then maybe I'll watch it.
I didn't watch it like I watched it. I didn't watch it like a normal like seat. I watched it in 4D, so like the seats are moving. It was like shaking like crazy.
Okay,
You have
we
pads in the
don't
back.
have movie theaters that do that. They don't
You
just
don't?
no.
You don't have 4D?
No,
They
we don't have like
they
moving seats. We have 3D glasses. That's it. That's all you get.
okay, so cinema options here are at least for like the most of the a lot of the malls here, they have
We have
the
one good
normal
cinema in my
the,
state. One good cinema, but it
the,
does not have that.
the
They just have
yeah,
better seats.
they have like the normal kind of cinema like places like the general one. Then they have the 3D one. Then they have IMAX. You know IMAX, right? Just
Yeah,
the bigger screen.
yeah. I've seen
Then they
IMAX, but
have yeah,
IMAX is so fun.
yeah. Then they have theater, which is basically like the luxury one with all like the expensive food. I watched the 007 Spectre with that. I was more the seats were great. I was more like focused on the seat and the food because they tasted really good. Yeah, but four
The
day I
seat
think is
too.
like 4 days my favorite one. You the seats move like crazy. You start leaning back and forth. Whenever there's like a gunshot or like someone impaling someone, there are like paddings at the back and they go like tuk 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 tuk.
Wait, do they
And then
stab you in the back? Oh, that reminds me of a
they don't
Disney thing.
they like sort of they're like these little pistons with these like flat pad things and they just push your back or your back.
Yeah, I
Like
remember
with someone being
there was this
impaled.
Disney thing with Bugs Life that I went to in Orlando, and you're sitting in like a theater, but like you're on like these like wooden trunks as like seats, and there was like a swarm of bees, and I wasn't ready for it because I didn't know it was gonna happen, and there was like, supposed to be like a swarm of bees, and they're supposed to be stinging you,
Wait,
but it
oh,
basically
were they?
just shot fucking pistons at the back of my back, and it hurt
Yeah.
so bad.
Depending on like, I don't remember which cinema this was, but the first time I tried 4D, the paddings were like these poles. They didn't feel very nice. But the ones that I watched Avatar with, they were like flat, soft cushions, so they were fine. They also had these like pipes, these wind pipes. So whenever someone was shooting an arrow,
Oh yeah,
it was like,
they
and it
would
was like,
blow air at
whoa.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, and because it's Avatar Way of the Water, there is water. So there was like water, like
Oh,
not
the mist sprays
not
at you.
like there's like a poof of water. It's like
Why do I feel I've
no,
had
not.
this experience, but I don't remember where. I don't think it was here though.
But the downside I have is like I love watching movies and eating. You can't eat with that because they shake you so much. If you had your nachos, you'd
Just your
like be
fucking
jumping.
popcorn. You're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. When I was I wanted to drink water because I was getting thirsty from all of the moving. It was still shaking, so I was like,
you gotta like
it
stand
was
up for a second just to drink water.
yeah. My leg was like it felt really tired. I think I remember was it 2 days? I watched it on the today is 2 days ago on Christmas, like after everything. So
Your Christmas seemed lit,
you
by the way, in the just in the desert.
oh yeah, it's very nice. I
That's
mean, the
fire. I don't
last
know why
day.
it's so cool, cause like, I mean, like I have like everyone gets
I
all the family
actually,
comes. We go to the house. We get the appetizers.
I,
You gotta add that word.
I, yeah,
You gotta add the accent to it.
yeah, yeah.
That my family got. So like you gotta add the fucking the Italian ham, the
uh,
salami, the cheese. You gotta have your soups, your salad, the prime
the thing is,
rib.
right?
I don't know. That's what we do.
See, I have the option to go to like these dunes, these deserts, like every 1 or 2 weeks if I wanted with my dad. But I don't go to it because like it can be like very tiring. It can also,
Aren't you
it's
just
also
busy
like,
too?
huh? Yeah, I'm also busy, but um, like my dad has this hobby with safari desert driving.
I could tell. I was like, when
The
I saw the Doom buggy, I don't know what you would call it, the ATV
Jeep.
Jeep. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this is like a thing your family
Yeah,
does,
that's just
or your
that's
dad.
just my dad. Uh, he actually has two, and I'm like, why don't you sell the other one? He's like, I don't want to, and he just once he just told me like, come downstairs, help him with the stuff, and he just shows me, he's like, look, I got a Jeep. I'm like, you just spent like so much money on this thing, and
My
it's like,
my dad does the
eh,
same thing. I remember I went to his house once, and I was just like, why do you have a Harley Davidson? Like just a motorcycle. He's like,
oh
oh
yeah,
yeah, I
here
ride bikes. I was like, fuck you
if
decide.
you're if you're in the Philippines, I think getting a bike there would be good, or like a pickup truck. Off road like
My dad
there
had to
are.
sell it.
eh,
He does not use it.
I remember just like like riding in the Philippines, and I just casually just saw like a rally car just passing by. I'm like, what the fuck? They're just passing on like the main road.
Yeah.
Here you can be like a biker, but because of how big and fast the roads are, it's like it's quite dangerous. So car is one. The
Isn't
other
there
hobby that
isn't
my
there just like mad supercars too? Is
yeah.
that a myth or
So
is that like a thing?
no. The thing about like there being like a lot of supercars, that's true. But you'll find them more on like the city area basically. You
That makes
know,
sense. Yeah.
or yeah.
It's like
Otherwise, if
LA,
you
you'll
go
see like
yeah
50,000
yeah, but
Teslas.
yeah, but not all of California you will see all those cars, right? But if you're like in the
Yeah, if
LA,
you're in like I went up more north in Cali to the sequoia trees slash redwood area. They it's very like campy. Like you'll see like more like hippie
yeah.
vibes, like type cars.
Here,
Not too bad
you'll
hippie.
find a lot of those, cars. But once you start going more on the off-road areas, you'll see starting pickup trucks, buggies, jeeps, ATVs, and all of that stuff. It's really cool, but it's not really my thing. Say I have the longboard here. The reason I have this longboard was because I haven't done it in a while, and I'm not going to be using this for like a long time. I hope, hopefully, if I get any like projects in the future, I'm looking to get like an electric skateboard,
Oh
so it
yeah.
can just yeah, because because it's the UAE, right?
In terms of
It's
just
yeah,
traveling and like it being safe, you could just
yeah,
use
you're
it.
still traveling and casually because like riding like as where I live in Dubai, it's like it's it's very like people go there to exercise, ride their bikes, and it's like very big as well.
That's nice.
But here, this I think just to get the grips back because I forgot how to like skateboard,
Are you
kind
gonna
of,
house
or
me?
longboard.
Are you gonna house me when I get my passport and I come to Dubai or slash
Oh
Abu
yeah,
Dhabi?
yeah. We probably would have to get hotel because it's not very big.
All
I
right,
mean, the one in Dubai is not very big. Eh,
we'll share we'll share a bed.
Nah, there are like obviously like budget like hotels like
No,
you have EBS and
I definitely want to hang
Airbnb
out
and
though. If I do
no
visit you.
no yeah, of course, but
And
keep in mind that
if you come here
keep
also, we need to
just
figure that out because I will travel.
yeah, just keep in mind that UAE is it is Dubai, and obviously when you hear about the luxury and stuff like that, it is very expensive depending on what you buy. You know, if you wanna get like the
I'm
cool
not talking
cheap
about
stuff.
living here. I'm not talking about living there. I just want to visit.
Yeah, visit, but depending on where you're going. Like if you're gonna go to like the desert, do that stuff. I don't know how much it costs. I mean, I could just do it for free. My dad just has a jeep. But if let's say if you go to something like the like some like let's say the Yas Marina circuit, the racetrack that's super expensive,
Mm.
or the Ferrari World Theme Park. But if you go to let's say like the water park or the ice skating or whatever, or trampoline parks here are sick. They those aren't as expensive. Those are just stuff you can do. They
Yeah,
just
we
the
have
like
a
the
we have trampoline parks ish, but I don't know if they're different or in
I
terms
think
of
they're the
like
same. They
they
like
might
think that
be. It's
they
just like a bunch of fucking trampolines connected to each
yeah. I
other.
mean, say same here.
I don't know if they're
I
good
remember.
trampolines though. Like comparatively, like I've done gymnastics and parkour before, so I know what a good
Yeah,
trampoline is.
I'm
But
not sure. I'm
they
not
use
sure
those
about the
black
ones.
ones that are like
Yeah, yeah, I'm
you
not sure
barely
one.
jump.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the ones in over there, but here they like it's definitely like those trampolines like where you you by yourself, you're jumping on it. If you really put a little bit of effort, you don't even have to put that much, just a little bit of effort, you will go up really high, and it starts to feel like really scary. So you start hesitating. I mean, I'm not
I
sure about you,
I
but for
I
me,
don't. I'm used to it. I used to do
for
it
for me, for
often.
me, I like hesitate. I'm like I'm going quite high, and it starts making me feel
Yeah,
really
no,
tired.
I had that
Eh,
feeling when I first started, and then it was like maybe like a year later I got over it, but it took a while
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
like
They like the
consistently
trampoline parks here. They
going
have
about
like
it.
these high platforms. They look like like a half pipe on a skate park. They have like
Yeah. I
they
cannot
they
go
look like
down a
that.
half pipe. I fucked up my ass once. I went down
Uh,
my first time. Like I randomly went to a skate park. There was these like two like stoners just chilling there, way older than me, and they were just skating. And because skater culture, they're just like down to help people. So I was like, I really want to go down this thing. I kind of didn't talk to them for a little bit, but then I warmed up to talking to them, and then they were like, go down this like well, not a half pipe, but it was like a quarter pipe, and it was still like weird for me to go down, and I was like, how do you do it? And they're like, lean, and I fucked up like twice, but I didn't like
I
completely
think
hurt
yeah.
myself. And then I
So
went down. Wait,
so
hold up, I gotta finish this. I went down. I fucking the board slipped. I landed on my tailbone on cement because it was just a cement skate park. Hurt so bad, I bruised it
yeah.
that I
So
almost cried, and then I was like, I kind of skated for a little bit, but I was trying to do it to a reasonable amount of time so I could just leave because I wanted to go home. I did not want to keep going, and I didn't want them to laugh at me because I like hurt myself and I left. Because you know how skaters are, they hurt themselves to get back up and do it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
But
I'll just pretend
see,
like I'm good, and I'm gonna dip.
the thing is, I can just use like this fine. But whenever I see
Longboard's
like
fun.
like if I were to see a very like steep like ramp or hill or something or like a bump,
Yeah,
I I have to. I feel like that's where I start to feel like I'm losing balance.
or control to a
But
degree.
yeah,
To me,
yeah. But
it's
if I'm going like
control.
straight, if I'm going on like a more flat area, right? It's fine for me. But
Yeah,
the moment it's like
you get it
this,
right here, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
a yeah. I
So
get that with roller coasters.
so yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, when I there was this place that had like a small skate park area,
Mm.
and I really want to try using the skateboard there, and it felt a lot harder than it looked. Like when I tried doing it, because it was just like like I haven't really done this kind of thing, and I was struggling to keep my balance just by standing on it on its own, and I'm like, you know, it's not
Yeah.
really like I'm sure with practice I can definitely get better at it, like a lot of things,
Yeah,
but it's just that
most things work like that.
it's not really something that
Parkour. I don't. Do they have stuff like that? Does the like? Do you guys have like? I assume you have gymnastics places, but do you guys have
yeah,
like
yeah.
open gym gymnastics places where like people can just like anybody can just go in for like a certain
Well,
price?
I'm not sure about open gyms. The thing is here, like compared to some other places in the maybe this is probably just in the Middle East in general. It's very hot. So theme parks, most of them are indoor. Water parks aren't because it's water. So that's
Yeah.
the only thing that's outdoor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cinemas, restaurants,
The
stores. So like for example, if you walk in like let's say I'm not sure over there, but
laggards.
you can go to like a street, I guess, and you have these like stores in these like things. But if you want to find the like, for example, Gucci will have their own like storefront
Yeah.
by the street, whatever, Apple, yada yada yada. Here, all of them will be in malls. Because and the malls are
Well, yeah, that
big, by
makes
the way.
sense.
And because the reason those malls are big is because they have to hold all those kind of stores, and because it's super hot outside, so it's better
That
to
makes
have
sense. Last
everything
time, last time
like
I went to
indoor.
a theme park, it was like 105 out Fahrenheit, um, which was like a weird day. It was just a heat wave. For some reason, they were like, "Let's go to Six Flags. It'll be fun." And then I go, and we went on this. We waited in this roller coaster for like 10 minutes,
they
and then we go
they
on
they
it, and then we got stuck at the end of the roller coaster. They couldn't like they had like technical difficulties, and they couldn't move it. And I was stuck on this metal box at 105 degrees for good 15 minutes, and I was dead. I was
Jesus.
like, I was almost had a heat stroke. I was like, I needed water. I couldn't do anything.
Damn.
There's no way I would
There are
handle
those like
a roller coaster there. Indoor
there
roller
are
coasters scare me way more for some reason.
roller coasters here
Actually,
will
no, they
be
probably would scare me less. I feel like seeing the open
ro-
air scares me more.
uh roller coasters here they start in then they go out basically.
They start
They
in and
go
then they go
outside
out.
because yeah.
Oh, so they
So
start
like
inside and then it travels
yeah,
outside the
yeah. Then they'll
building
go
so they
out and
can.
then they'll go back in, basically.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. But
Architect.
there are like outdoor theme park places, but again, it's really hot. So it's like it's fun, but it's not. Always like very like fun to be in the heat all the time. They when I go now most water parks they'll be
Oh, my
actually
leg.
all water
I
parks.
fucked up my leg so hard. Why does it hurt so bad?
A lot of the water parks in here they're outdoor because well it's a water park. But when you because a lot of people are walking bare feet going to the slides. If you step now they like if you step on the ground, it's like burning your feet.
Oh yeah.
So you're playing like a game of hot lava. You have to probably if you say any like sections of shadows, you
You
step on it
stand. Yeah,
because
you
those
stand on it.
those areas are like cool. But when you step out, it's like the temperature difference is like really, really, really
I could
like
not
big.
handle that. I do got a
Yeah,
note for
but
people who are probably new viewers. This is my old room, and I turned this into an office. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because I've been staring at this on my camera for a minute,
yeah,
and
what
it's
is
like
that? I was like,
it was originally a fan with a light. It's like the main light that was in here, and because I was turning this into originally like a couple years back, I bought a bunch of green screens to line the entire room with,
it, it
and
looks
I
like
was like, I didn't need this, so I got rid of it, and now there's just like a little like
cloth.
cloth thing because if I take this off, it's just a bunch of wires. I had to note
Uh,
that it looks so weird without it.
I was
Like I
gonna
don't mention
ask
it.
earlier. I completely forgot about it. I'm like, what the hell is down top over there? I have I'm not sure. I have like like a small chandelier thing.
Yeah, that's
Cause this is
basically
like
what that was. But this was like my OG bedroom back in
no,
the day
here
before I moved
before
downstairs.
I don't know I don't know who the hell lived. We've been here for a long time, but whoever lived here, this was like the office area.
Yeah.
So this is like I have like this chandelier over here shining on me. So
Oh, what?
yeah. So
I think
yeah.
this
Oh
was an
yeah.
office for the people who used to live here too, because this room was very awkward, and they already have two bedrooms, and one of them was painted definitely
Yeah.
for like
It
a girl
they
because it was like
does it
all
does it have like a
girly.
built-in cupboard? Because all the bedrooms here have like a cupboard built in the wall.
I
Here
have
it's
a
just like
closet.
it is like,
I have a
huh?
I have a whole closet right here.
Wait, is it no no no, is it like built in the wall kind of closet,
What do you mean?
you
Yeah,
know?
it's in the wall. This
Okay,
is the
like this over
wall.
here is like my closet. It's like you can like pick it up and move it around.
Well, you can't
Like
pick
it's
this.
not fixed.
This is in the wall. Yeah, this is fixed.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
This
yeah,
because
okay.
this is
Yeah.
the
That.
wall. That's the yeah.
Yeah,
But
most bedrooms here they have
I
that.
lined it.
Mine
I
doesn't.
lined it with LED stuff. Do you remember how like half cut my face was without this shit? Hold up.
What do you mean? Yeah. Ah.
Back when we didn't have lights, and now I have lights.
There's only one light source, but that's like global illumination doing its thing, just bouncing it
That's
back
what
to
I'm
me.
doing. This I kind of did them tastefully, but I had too much LEDs, so now they're all like stacked up in the corner. Um, can you see it? Yeah, they're like all stacked up
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
corner over there at the end, so I don't have enough space. Also, do you want
Mm.
to talk about camera equipment? I remember I was showing you stuff when I was doing this room,
Yeah, you
and
were showing me
I
like
had
the.
like I had the dolly thing. Hold up. Or not the dolly. Sorry, Steadicam. Gimbal. This thing.
Oh, dude, I remember. Sorry. So about cameras, I remember when as you know, I went to the Blast premiere at the like arena thing to watch the CS:GO World
Oh yeah, yeah,
Final.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, their cameras were sick. They had like this crane, it's like extending, and then there's like moving like
That's
this,
the
and then
crazy
just.
thing. Anytime I used to go, like if I ever went to an event like that, the first thing I'm noticing and really giving a shit about is not even what's going on. I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at that camera that's probably on like a wire that's like somehow swinging across shit, like at a football
Yeah.
stadium.
So when I went to the arena, the first thing I noticed was like the seats and the LED. It was like super cool. But then I noticed like the cameras, the crane. I'm like, whoa, that is really sick. And then there are so many cameramen over there,
Oh yeah.
just because they're there just to the film reactions of people, right? And they're just there with gimbals. It's like different tiers. They have like the
I'd
gimbal
always
guy,
if
the
I
normal
notice a
camera guy.
camera just like kind of looking at me, I just point at him and I do like Pepe stare, just like go
Yeah,
stare emote at him.
yeah, dude.
Also,
That was
I was so
such a.
weirded out. I don't know if you saw it earlier. I kept looking back because I kept hearing noise in my house. Everyone was still home for some
Oh yeah,
reason.
your door is at the back. My door is like on my left,
Yeah,
just like
but
right over here.
people were
So
still home. I was very confused because like they normally leave at like 8 and they're gone, and I was like, why are they still here as I'm recording? It was weird. I don't know if you can hear the garbage truck.
I don't. I mean, you didn't. Did you hear anything about the mosque like playing? Cause like
Mosque?
yeah. So
Like, do they do like the church bell type shit? Like we have church
yeah
bells.
yeah church. So I remember going to Switzerland because like it's very like interesting. Cause so for when we went to Switzerland, we hear church bells. I'm like, wow, we don't normally hear that. Over here, it's like not bells, but we have like a person like singing the I forgot I don't know what it's called. It's um
I feel like
but
people
it's
would
it's
be.
it's on the mosque.
Actually, I feel
Er,
like they've stopped. It's either that I haven't heard church bells here at this house. At my dad's house, you would hear them all the time. But I don't
No,
know if they
this
stopped
thing
doing it. But I've also haven't left this house in a while.
they,
So
they this thing with the mosque, they play it in like all of the Arab countries at like the same time. I'm not sure about the same time, but they only
the
they
singing
they play it
thing
all over
sounds
the
like it would get
country.
annoying if it was
Not
singing.
really.
Like bells is kind of like it's like a chime in the day. I don't know.
It's not really. It happens like several times per day, but it's not really annoying. I guess you get used
Man.
to it. It's not even like not annoying. It's kind of like
We get it like
soothing.
twice. It's like usually once in the morning and then like I'm guessing actually I don't remember, but I feel like it was like once in the morning and then like once when I got home from school. Like back in the
Mm.
day. Like I would hear like a do 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 do. I don't know. It's kind of how it went.
Yeah, here. I mean, here it's like again, they don't just play it like outdoor, like on the mosque. They also play it in like malls or wherever, big buildings and all of that stuff.
Mm. Have you
I
watched any Have you watched any new shows lately? Any like fun like I guess like
yeah,
animations
yeah.
or stuff that like feels notable to like mention? Curious.
Animation stuff. No, a lot of the shows that I always watch on Netflix are mainly like uh they're never like fantasy or sci-fi. They're always crime, political, uh kind of supernatural. Like right, I've been watching the I recently finished watching The Platform, which is kind of sci-fi movie, but it's not that much.
I started watching
Yeah,
Alice in the Borderland recently.
yeah. My brother I think is gonna watch that. He was like
I started
interested
watching
in that.
season 2 because my friend's
I
watching
started
Alice too.
watching. I started watching Manifest, The Recruit. These are all Netflix shows, by the way. The movie that I want to watch today is No Time to Die, because we recently just got Amazon Prime, and
Mm.
there's like a whole set of new shows that I could watch that aren't
Have you
available
ever watched
in Netflix
Invincible?
UAE.
Or not Invincible. Well, Invincible is a good show, but The Boys.
No, but I want to watch it. I just got Amazon Prime, but it looks
Yeah.
so cool. I definitely wanna
VFX wise,
watch The
it's
Boys.
really good. It is probably the most fucked up show that I've ever watched though in my life that I've actually genuinely felt like
I think that's the.
comfort from.
I think that's the point. It's more of like, what if superheroes
Were
weren't
real.
so
Well,
weren't so
if they
safe for
were,
work?
yeah. Well, it
Uh,
was like if superheroes
If
were real,
well,
had like
if
the
they were real,
marketing that
that
normal superheroes have. Like it's like, oh, you know how they market
I
Marvel characters? It's the same way, but
no
they're
no
like legit superheroes. They actually
no.
have
I
powers.
think if superheroes were real, it would look just like the boys. Because I mean, there's going to be like that one powerful dude. He just like he's probably evil and is gonna do all of these kind of crazy things. And
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
not. I won't spoil the story in terms of like powers and
no,
stuff, but
don't.
like
But
yeah,
I will. I'll definitely watch it. I'm still watching two Netflix shows right now. When I finish them, I'll get to the boys.
I'm
Today,
currently just
I'll.
watching anime though. To be honest, Blue Lock comes to mind.
See, I
Blue
like.
Lock is
Okay, here's the thing.
so good.
I love watching anime, but it's just like Netflix is just. I just open the app, click on the show. That's it. Anime, I just have to go to like website, and watch it
Oh,
over
I
there.
have a subscription to
Yeah,
Crunchyroll, so I just go on there.
I should get
I'm
a
my
subscription to.
the two that I watch is just Crunchyroll and Netflix. It's like I only do that. I have Amazon Prime, but there's nothing on it that I care to watch.
I should watch. I should like get a Crunchyroll subscription. But the other thing is that like I just like watching a lot of like live stuff more.
Is it more
Um,
of an is it like more for entertainment when you watch a show rather than like oh like this is
it,
cool like how they did this thing.
it's both like entertainment and also something I could sometimes just watch in the background, I guess. And the thing is that like it also like by the way, there's like a lot of anime here in for Netflix, but I just don't. I don't know. I feel like like for me anime with anime storyline is like really like fun to watch. But I guess it's always like hard to start one. But with like a normal show, I can just
Oh yeah,
watch it
it's
and
very hard to start right now. I was
it,
glad the only reason
it,
I'm so like I'm watching a shit ton of anime right now is because there was a lot out this year that I knew I wanted to watch.
yeah.
There's like
So
Chainsaw Man, Mob Psycho,
the
Blue
thing
Lock,
with
Spy Family,
anime is like
all those.
yeah. I feel like okay, anime is like for me it's like it's hard to start, but it's really entertaining to watch and it's like really good and it makes
Yeah,
you really hooked. But really like
I
live shows, it's like but I feel like live shows is like no, it's not too hard to start. But you know you can just start watching it, and then like the story is good, but it's not heavy. It's not too big. It's like you can just watch it casually, just chilling there, can pause it, and you know you don't have to like be in the zone to watch it and all of that stuff.
mm,
Some Netflix shows are like that, like Breaking Bad, Le Casa de Papel, which is Money Heist. Narcos as well for me. You know, when I watch those shows, I have to be like, do I want to start it? Because if I get hooked, I'm gonna like watch. I have to like
yeah.
focus and like listen. But when I
It
watch
is
something like,
hard for me to watch those shows. I don't know why. If I started watching Breaking Bad, got hooked. I haven't even finished it.
Breaking Bad is just, I think the only issue for me, Breaking Bad is just like it's amazing, but it's just super slow.
It's
I love the story now,
slow,
but
and
it's
I
just
don't know. I feel like because I don't watch a lot of stuff for just entertainment besides YouTube. And
mm.
like when I
it,
watch like anime, it's like okay, I'm
it
watching Chainsaw Man, and I'm like I know the story's good. I'm like I'm paying attention to the story, but like
yeah.
90% of the time, I'm paying attention to like character animation because like obviously my
Yeah.
whole thing is character
For
animation. So like I'm
for
trying to like
yeah, yeah,
get
yeah.
stuff from
For
that, pick and choose,
yeah.
learn.
For me, with breaks included, it took me like a month to finish Breaking Bad.
A
To like
month. So
yeah, yeah, because it
yeah,
was
see,
like so
we started
long.
it because my I was at my brother's house and his girlfriend was over, and then we just started watching Breaking Bad, and we watched like 4 episodes or something. And I was like, "Damn,
What
it's actually good." And then I was like, "I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
watching this."
what I love about Breaking Bad is the character progression. Like it makes you feel like wow, like he made it and he's doing this thing, and then it's like oh now he has these set of problems which is more messed up than the last one, and it's like
Yeah,
it's really cool. The other one that I really it wasn't slow, which I would prefer Breaking Bad to be, but it is like
I
it is.
basically ended to the point because I assume you watched it. I ended, and I'm
I finished
spoiling right
Breaking
here
Bad.
for a sec for people who haven't watched it, but you watched it, right?
I finished everything.
Okay,
I
so
also watched. I didn't watch Better Call Saul, but I did watch the movie.
uh
So
yeah, I basically got to the point where I don't know why this came off earlier. This wasn't supposed to happen. Um, I got to the point where Walter actually kills his first person like by strangling him on the pole. You know when he like
uh,
kidnaps.
it,
It's like the first few
it,
episodes. So like they did like the whole van
no, no, no,
thing.
yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
so he
remember.
basically
It was
he
long ago.
took so long to work up the
Yeah,
nerve to kill him, and
yeah,
like him finding out that like putting the pieces of like the plate together to realize one was
yeah,
missing. I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
So he
bro,
killed
big brain.
him in a basement,
Yeah, basement. He was chained
and he
up
killed
still,
the
and
he killed the first one with
by
the gas,
accident, kind
yeah,
of.
acid. Yeah, and then they burned him. Like damn, because he's like a
Yeah,
chemist. He's like an actual like chemistry teacher.
yeah.
It's
So
like
like they,
damn.
and then they fucked up, and somehow he like melted the whole fucking.
Yeah, 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 Breaking Bad makes you feel like, man, they are in trouble now. You know what I mean? Whether with you don't feel like a sense of like plot armor when it comes to these characters, right? When I
Yeah,
watch something like
anime
uh
mainly, I guess.
not no not anime,
Anime's
but
a
like
good
there'll be
example though when it comes to plot armor in terms of like
no,
the
no, no there'll
characters.
be like they're very like mediocre kind of just general TV show series.
Mm,
Like oh he's not gonna die. Yes, plot armor. You
yeah,
know like there's one called Scorpion. None of the 4 or 5 main characters will ever die. It's like, oh, there's a missile coming in, a nuclear missile. Oh, they're gonna get trapped in space or whatever,
it's why
and they just solve it at the last second, and it's just like plot armor
it's
kind of thing.
it's one of the reasons I don't like anime,
Yeah.
and it's one of the reasons why I really like Chainsaw Man specifically because they do not give a fuck about killing a character.
Where when it comes to like,
If you
okay,
do, I like shows that do not care about killing a character if it like makes sense.
there's a show that I really like, but that's like yeah, you can kill these characters, but don't kill everyone.
Yeah,
Again, spoiler alert. Agame got killed.
I've
You know
watched
that
it. I
show?
watched the whole show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of plot armor. It's like no, they have the
That's
opposite.
why
It's
I
like
really
death.
liked that
Eh,
show. I was sad because it was my first show like seeing basically every character die besides two.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like,
yeah, but
what the fuck? My main
it's
dude
like
died. He didn't get
yeah,
laid.
it,
What's up?
it's like it's like characters are plot armor, but in Agame got Kill, all the characters are plot poison, and
Yeah.
they're just dead. Like this guy dead. Oh, you like this character? He is dead.
You
You
know,
know,
you
even
remember you
the
remember the scene where that fucking girl got like sniped or something? I don't remember if she got sniped, but she had the bear, I think, like a teddy
yeah,
bear
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing, and then
I
her death,
think
I was like, they killed her?
uh,
No.
yeah, the voodoo doll one
I
or
think so, yeah.
Yeah. But you know the one that's like
I have
she's
vague
like an
memories of it.
animal. She has like this kind of
Yes, yes,
animal
yes, yes, yes.
thing. Her, she died in like a street. Like
I
the
was so
director was
sad
like,
about that.
the director was like, she has to die. Like we can't just let her live. And we were like, are we just gonna kill her in like in the middle of a street? And she just dies by like the bad guy, and that's it. I'm like, why? They just, and of course the only one that lives is Akemi, right?
The
I'm
like
like,
main girl that lived at the end.
yeah, the main girl. And this like when you watch a show, like the
I
main
didn't even
character
care
doesn't
about her.
die.
I didn't care. He wasn't. She wasn't the main character though. It was the guy. Well, I guess she is
Yeah. And the guy,
considered the main
no, wait,
character at the end, but it's
eh,
like the guy was, and then I was like, when he died, I was like, I've never seen a show kill off the main character, like just at all, really,
yeah.
unless it's like a
But
movie. But
see is killing the reason why you kill the main. Killing the main character means like that should be the end of the show. So I watched this series way back then called The Vikings, and when they spoiler alert, when they kill the main when they kill the main character, I'm like, oh wow, he's dead. That was like super emotional. But then there's more episodes after that, and the series just gets like repetitive, I guess.
mm.
You know, like it's not the same with the main character. So it's good that ooh, Chainsaw Man shirt. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah,
My brother got me
I
this for Christmas. I was so hyped. I don't have
yeah,
any anime merch.
I don't have any anime T-shirts, but I do.
I
I
have
really wish
zero.
I
I had
bought.
an Attack on Titan one like when I was like in sixth grade. Yeah, I
I
don't. I do not have any anime merch. I have this now, which I'm kind of happy about. It's crazy. I've been
yeah,
watching anime since sixth grade. I haven't like I just haven't got anything. I don't have figures. I don't have any of that shit. I don't
for
want it
me,
though. I like
for
this.
me, I don't care too much about anime merch, but I do want like merchandise based on like Counter Strike or
That
like
makes sense.
the Blast Premier thing,
Like the knives and
or
shit. That's the
or
type of
like
shit I would
Corridor
like.
Crew.
Oh,
No, but I
quarter
wanted
crew.
like the merchandise
I get
and
it.
stuff. I wa- I wanted to get the ones in the arena because they had like Phase and G2 and all that stuff, but they were way too expensive, so I couldn't buy it. So I only have like the hat,
Yeah,
which is
my
cool,
friend just
pretty happy.
has my friend has a bunch of Cloud9 stuff
Whoa,
because
dude,
he's
there it
really
is,
into League.
dude. I remember seeing like the fans walking in. They had like the sickest like Cloud9 and Liquid shirts. They had, like the cap. They look so like they had like drip, you know, but it's like
Yeah.
CS:GO drip. It looks so cool, and I wish like I had those, but the ones they were wearing weren't available in the and they got it from like elsewhere. So
You know what quarter merch I really wanted when they had it? There's two of them. It was the mocap sweatshirt.
yeah, the mocha that was sick. It had like the little like triangle
I
things.
was like,
Those
it
were
looks
cool.
so good. And then I also wanted the green screen blanket.
Yeah,
The blanket
I
was like kind of
mean,
it, but I really wanted that hoodie. I never bought
I
it.
want. I'm looking like to like buy like someday like whenever I could like buy my own kind of like it's like cinema like general art merch like cinema 4D kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Maybe if I can
I need
find it
to get something
online
like that. I had
or
bought a lot of
Blender.
I bought some camera merch. So like I have it's not in here. I have a Polaroid shirt cuz like this is when I was really into cameras at the time.
I just want to get like some 3D like meme shirts. One thing that you can do here, by the way, they have like stands where they make custom shirts for you, and you can just go like put a custom message or put a picture. So I was like thinking like maybe I should go up to the stand. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna send you
Are
a
they like
PNG
good? Are they
to your
good ones
email.
too?
Yeah, they last long. I mean, I have some shirts somewhere here. It's for like my. I remember having shirts
Cuz
specifically for my sister's birthday.
I know
So I'm
they
like,
have
eh,
stuff you could buy at like I don't know if you guys have Michaels, but like or the Staples or something, but they have like kits that
we
you
don't
can
have
buy
staples.
for where you just print an image on this like sheet and then you use like a an ironing board and you just iron it
Yeah,
on.
I wanna do like
It's not
have
that good
shirts
though.
like that. Like but I want to have like
This feels
I'm
like
gonna
it.
send you I'm gonna send you a PNG of my logo. I just put it on the shirt, big thing over there, and then they just like wear it or like a hat or whatever, something like that. And
So
that would be like,
I
eh,
feel like I I don't know if I have to cut it because it's my branding, and I don't think anybody will take it. You
What?
can let me
What?
know. Because I had this idea for merch, and it was hoodie and shirt, obviously, and I wanted the three stripes kind of all the way up one side and wrapping around the whole way, top to bottom.
I think that would look nice,
Just the three stripes. It just
and
practical.
like
No like J or B written on there. It's just that,
yeah. I think that would look
and then
nice, and I
people would
think like
know.
for jacket, I think for like a hoodie, it'll be like on the sleeve. Yeah, so like
Oh yeah,
kind of thing.
I
That would
had
look
thought
kind
of
of
a
cool.
couple of designs, maybe even three stripes around the stomach, which could be cool. I have this thing. I don't know if I showed you it, but I don't know where to put it practically in my room.
What is that? Oh,
It's a
you could
neon
put
sign.
there is like a picture frame on the left, right? You can put it below that. It doesn't. I
Talking
think
about
it'll
that?
look alright. Yeah, below that.
Yeah, that's an AC. But yeah, below that,
Wait, that's what?
that's an AC aircon.
Is it? It looks like a picture frame of an AC. I thought it was like.
Why would I have a picture frame of an
No,
AC?
I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. Like,
It's cause the cord is wrapped up. It looked ugly, so I wrapped it
why
up.
does
I
it
didn't want to use
look?
it.
No, you see it now. 'Cause it looks like a squish. Like you got like an AC model and you just squished it, kind of thing.
It
If you just
kind
look
of,
at it.
I kind of do. I didn't mind it. I think it adds
Yeah,
like character. Like I added a 3D model to my room. Yeah, I
yeah,
was
yeah. You
thinking about
just.
that. I literally was on stream. I was like, where should I put it? I was like, should I put it up above there? Because
I think it should
originally it was
be.
supposed to go there,
I
but then
think it should
I
be.
put it there, and I was like, oh, it looks good. So I'm probably gonna do that.
I
It's
think.
also
Yeah, I think
clear.
it should.
There's just a backing to it, so
I think it should be on the left because I think your body will be
you.
covering
It's
the right part of the screen anyway.
well,
That makes sense.
I'm ordering a monitor today actually because I have enough money to get one. I'm gonna be moving my camera to this side so that way this will
Ah,
be seen at all times and I'm not blocking it. And my monitor is gonna go here where my camera is.
mm.
Um, but if I were to do it with what the setup is now, you can see this the whole time. Also, this is extremely bright, but it does dim down to a point where it's not awful. I'm trying not to choke myself because the wires.
All right. So should we talk about like? I think we can leave the AI thing apart, but I guess like just like 3D 3D stuff, which is
I
what
mean,
we
I'm
normally
down.
do.
Do you have anything
I
you
don't have
specifically
any
want to talk about?
particular topic, but what was I gonna talk about?
I
Should I
have
talk
like
about what? I don't know.
I
I
was gonna say,
don't
should we talk about work?
say.
I was gonna say I was about to mention my cyberpunk video. It's like I have
I
that going
don't.
on.
You see, I don't know if I want to talk about work because it's kind of deep and it's kind of like dramatic
Yeah,
and there's a
it
whole
might not
rant,
it
but
might not be super good to
maybe
talk
it could be
about
it could
work if
come
it's
in
gonna get
next time
yeah.
or it'd be the history of
I think
or
it's
maybe
better to mention it like after the fact when it happened, and then
okay.
kind of just
Th-
talk about the
this
stories. Now it's like a
this
full.
one
You
could
can
just
mention
be like a yeah. This one could be just like an introduction of just like oh what we do and all that stuff, and then we can get to like the really
yeah.
like
I mean, do you want to do
artsy
that?
stuff
Because
later.
we ranted this whole time. I don't understand how, but we have.
We
I just
we can
we just
we
talked
can talk
about
about like
anything, right?
we can
But
talk about like work and stuff like in the next time we do this.
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's our first podcast, so like maybe we ranted about just normal shit, like we're just chatting shit, which is great. I love this. We should at
Mm.
least talk about um, introduce ourselves to a degree to people who either don't know us fully or only know us via things on our
Yeah, that makes
Instagram or YouTube or wherever they find us. Maybe your Behance. I don't know, like wherever they're coming from.
I mean, you put it in the description. You could just have it like podcast number one.
It's
Two
episode
artists
0.
talking shit.
I'm doing this episode 0. It's the pilot.
Yeah,
This
you
is
could
the first
just
episode.
yeah, you could just have it like two artists talking shit.
Yeah,
Period.
two artists talking
And
shit.
then just like that.
Third party
Yeah, but
podcast. By the way,
third
I
party.
am curious. Anybody who is watching this, and if you are and you want to comment, let us know about the name. It's pretty sick. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I really like the third party. It's a sick name for a podcast.
Pretty good.
So
Yeah,
I
but-
do. I would like a slight explanation on what you do for work,
All right.
and just like how like what you do for work, and then I'll explain like what I do in general.
I go first. So basically, I am a motion designer who makes like commercials and mostly commercials,
Mm,
but I also work on like a lots of like LED projection stuff on like big screens, so like Times Square.
yeah,
Sometimes whenever I get the opportunity, but
yeah.
most of them will be here
And
in the Middle East.
the Times
Yeah, and they'll
Square thing
be
is still crazy to me because I was like, I remember, I think the first time, one of the first times I really started texting you was when that happened because I was like, bro, you should have told me. I would have drove down there.
yeah, because you're just south of from New York, right?
I'm three hours away. Like I could have.
Oh yeah, that's very close. So the other thing is that I also work on like concert visuals, but I rarely do so because I don't really have that many clients for it because a lot of
Yeah,
it is like corporate stuff, and I've been doing this for almost like 2.5 years, coming up
I would
on
say
three on like May.
I would say
They
similar time for me.
yeah. So how I started was just like uh was just like COVID, because the COVID came and I was like. I'm at home. I got nothing else to do, and because of like
You
anime editing,
started during COVID.
yeah, because of like anime editing, right? Because I had like a
Yeah,
friend
we
from
both we
Germany.
both did AMVs. It's kind of how most of the
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
that
So I
maybe
did
will one day come on here
AMVs.
know each
I
other.
did AMVs since like 2019, but when COVID came,
I've been doing that
I
shit since
during the time
2016.
I did AMVs, I had a friend from Germany. His name was Citrix. He introduced me
Oh,
to
Citrix.
yeah, Citrix Element 3D, Cinema 4D, Octane, and Blender as well. He told me about all of these programs, and I'm like, I'm never gonna learn this. This is a bit too hard and it's too heavy.
I just
And
use
I
After Effects, man, or CapCut.
exactly. I
I
was just like,
just use.
I was exactly. It was like I was like, I'm never gonna do this. And then 20 like after COVID, I was like, I got nothing else to do. Let me try it, see if I like it. And I ended up getting like quite like addicted to the program.
Yeah,
Like addicted. Like I was like, I really want
same,
to like use this.
same for me. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then I just like started learning it. And then like when I made my first project, like the Nike ad, like the first ever like project, I was like. I decided like, yeah, man, I want to do this like forever or however long it lasts. This is
yeah,
like the coolest because like, when how I saw anime editing is like you're editing clips, but 3D is like you're making your own sort of
yeah.
like
Like you
world
get to
kind of
make your
thing.
own thing. I mean,
You
that was
you get
similar to how
and you
I did
get
it,
yeah,
or
and you
like
can
how I
make it
looked at it.
from scratches. You can make it from scratch. You use assets, and it's like it's the kind of thing where like you can. It's not like editing. Like you can make anything you want in
Yeah,
like
you're
CGI.
not restricted to
Yeah.
like for me personally with AMVs and stuff, I always like kind of made my own story with the anime clips. Like I would cut them out and kind of put this like music over it and like put it into a context that it wasn't the original story. But like I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
always
yeah.
limited to like the facial pose going like this because they didn't have another shot of it
Yeah,
doing like a specific
the
thing,
restraint.
which then led me
Yeah, the
to
restraint
animation.
you have was the clips that you use, right? Because you can only do so much.
Yeah.
While with like 3D, it's like you make the clips. I'm like, this is freaking cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, now
Now we're
I'm
here,
here. I'm
son.
still working.
So
It's
what
your
is
turn.
do you I guess one other question before I go. What do you want to do? Like do you like what is your goal, I guess, in terms of like
Really,
all of it?
well, okay, for me,
Do you want
like
to
long
move
term.
to a different type of editing, a different what? I don't know.
Okay, long term wise, it's just to like get more clients and obviously work on the LED stuff. But the current goal right now is just um, apart from just generally like getting clients, is hopefully to get a title sequence as not as a like a personal but as a commission project because I've always gotten commission to do like LED projection stuff, concert visual stuff.
Yeah.
Commercials is the most common
One day we
in
do gotta
product
talk.
one.
One day we
Uh,
do definitely gotta talk about the ripping program as like a
what one day,
one
one
day,
day,
one
one day,
day, one
one
day.
day. But yeah, basically like those like the title sequence is currently the kind of project that I hope to get in the future. But with like commercial stuff and just general, I just like waiting and hope like trying to grind to get like bigger clients and and up my portfolio. That's basically like the long term goal.
Mm.
There isn't any like one thing like yes, I'm gonna
Well, I mean,
work up to this.
like stuff like, oh, I want to be able to do title sequences is like kind of like
Well,
your goal
no,
sort of thing.
well to learn. I mean, obviously it's the title sequence part, but I don't really have like a goal as in like I want to reach this certain thing. And for me, my goal is just it's sort of like endless. It's just like get better, make more projects. I have like a list of projects that I want to do,
Yeah.
and then it just keeps building up as I start working and I have more ideas and stuff like that. And as the technology starts to progress, it is opens me up to projects that I know that I'm able to do. Like when you told me about the ripping project, then I'm like, I always wanted to make a title sequence on Elden Ring. This
And
is the
then
perfect tool for it. So it like jump started me like, yeah, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it for that thing,
yeah, I
right?
mean, we
So
I wanted to
yeah,
do a dedicated episode at one point to talk about the implications of that because we've had deep conversations about that when we were using it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because
We can
I'm
definitely talk
currently
about.
I'm using it a little bit for the cyberpunk thing. Um, Not a whole lot. I mean, I used it for most of the interior stuff that like actually existed in game. So like
Yeah,
anything that I
yeah,
could
yeah,
do.
but it's basically it. But long term is just like work on these kind of things. And the
Yeah,
other
I
thing
mean
is that
you're kind of
like,
going it like more day by day. Like,
but
okay, like
I do.
I need to get the next client. Maybe
Yeah,
it'll
yeah,
build
I
up and
do.
then
No,
hopefully get
but
there.
now
But
that you
like,
mention it, there is actually one like goal that's like fixed-ish. I do have in mind, but it's not like it's definitely like every one with several barriers, not impossible. But first, first barrier is that I have to be a lot better than I am right now, like really, really, really good. Second is I need to have like a bit more of a following.
mm,
And the third big, which is the biggest one, is I have to be in Canada, because the goal is basically it's either it's Canada, it's London, or it's LA, and I think Canada
you
or
should do
London would be the best one.
Canada because I will
Yeah,
move there with you.
yeah, because the
We'll
the
room
reason
together.
why I'm mentioning these three locations is because those three locations locate two of my like dream studios, which is Studio Tendril or Man versus Machine, because those studios are like really, really like good, but their standards, I'm pretty sure that the standards are really high. Because the other thing is the clients they work on are like just normally just like on the regulars like Apple, Logitech, Microsoft,
Yeah,
Razer,
those are pretty
yeah,
big
yeah,
ones.
those huge ones. Windows,
They don't seem like
Windows
they
is
expect a whole lot though. Like an Apple commercial seems very simple to make, but I'm also probably not thinking of a good Apple
no,
commercial
no,
then.
no, no, but like yeah,
Maybe the
Apple
stuff that they
commercial is
make is probably a lot more.
no, but for the simple ones, they don't. The kind of commercial that these studios work on are like the big like the big complicated ones. So like Microsoft they design kind of stuff or ESPN commercials and promo videos and
Okay,
stuff like
okay, I
that.
get what you mean when you said ESPN. That makes
Yeah,
more sense. They
yeah,
seem
yeah.
to have a lot of
Or
those.
or stuff like that. Or like Nike as well. Like like the CG Nike commercials or like the
Nike.
big ones. Nike, yeah,
Okay, you
Nike,
said Nike.
Nike. All right, so yeah, Man vs. Machine works on those, and like those are the kind of like commercial that I have like a goal in mind. The But I'm glad that like one of the commercial projects that I've had previously was Adidas. That was like I think that still is the biggest one that I've had so far.
That's cool as
Yeah,
fuck.
but
I'm not gonna lie. I was just
yeah,
wearing an
Adidas.
Adidas hoodie.
Yeah, Adidas was biggest, but the coolest project was still like the Times Square one.
I
So, but
mean
I'm
I feel
still
like that's just kind of like a moment to like know that your thing was
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Times
But that is
Square.
the first. That is like the first one, like seeing like first one knowing that it's like up on the screen. But the first one I made was the Adidas one, but that came
Yeah.
like later. But I'm even though that I really wish like I was doing these other projects that I want to do right now. I'm still like quite happy with like the ones I've done. I'm like
Yeah.
I like this,
I feel like
and it looks
we
good on my.
definitely we see things a lot differently because you're really happy with what
eh,
you're doing in the present, and like
Yeah.
you're happy to like keep working
I'm
towards
happy and I'm
like
proud. I'm happy and I'm
things.
proud, but I know that I can like
You could always
get
do
better and
better.
there's like
Yeah, I
I can
mean
do
we all
better
have
and
that.
Yeah, and you can, and there's like, and it's see there's a lot more. Like it's just a start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I feel like if you like reach like a wall, like a peak, and you don't think you can get better, I think that's like really boring, and they just
Yeah,
get burned
it's
out.
really
It's like yeah,
boring. And that's why
because
I
if you know
stopped.
that
That's
they
why I really moved on to Blender was because I it felt weirdly like I could technically, if I felt like it could do anything in After Effects. Do you ever have that feeling where you were just like, oh, you know what? I could do all these things, but it's like, how much further could you go with After Effects? And then you just start like,
yeah. I
I don't know.
definitely felt that it with trap code.
Yeah,
And
trap
then
code. It was just kind of like,
when I discovered X particles, I'm like, bro, I can do so much. Here's the thing with trapcode. I learned everything there is with trapcode, and you can make a bunch of effects, but I did run into
there is,
limitations.
yeah, there's a lot of
Up
limitations.
into up
It's not
until this
3D. You don't have perspective to a degree.
yeah,
Yeah.
up to this point, even I think the best part with Blender and 3D in general, like up to this point, after using Cinema 4D Blender and X particles for so like X particles for more than a year in Cinema 4D and Blender for like two.
Mm.
Like I'm still learning like all these like new things, and it's like it's still exciting, and it's like it doesn't get boring more like a lot of the time, and you just always find something new. Whether but with like technically like with After Effects and stuff like that, like
There's
there's
still
you
limitations to it to a degree.
there's still limitations, but like the technical stuff as well, like you will learn everything. But with Cinema 4D and Blender, you learn like a lot of fundamentals and a lot of new technical tools and all of that stuff. And
The
it's
thing with
really
After Effects is like the technical aspect. You can learn everything, and then after that, it's all of a creative decision on how you use it, which then
yeah.
gets
But
boring
with
for me for
Blender and
some reason.
Cinema 4D, it's like they have so many features because it's 3D. It has to have these features.
Yeah.
You just never stop learning these kind of things. In addition to that, there'll be new software coming up. There's like Embergen, and then
Yeah.
there's
Liquid
LiquidGen
Gen,
coming up.
Liquid Gen.
LiquidGen, I can't wait for LiquidGen. Oh my god, that's gonna be
I
super
wish it
sick.
just came with
Eh,
Embergen, like just as like a side thing. Like, hey, you guys can do this.
they probably will have like a bundle for that, maybe
I
like a
I
club.
wish they could just give
Eh,
me it because I've been
Like
paying
they
for
could have
Embergen this whole time.
like Incendium has Incendium Fuse, which is X particles,
Yeah.
cycles 4D,
Oh, I
the
gotta introduce
Terraform,
myself too. I forgot.
practical. Oh yeah, hold on. Then you have like what if there's like a Jenga fuse? There's like liquid gen, ember gen, whatever they have going on, all of that stuff. I think that'll be that'll be cool as an option. Definitely depending on how compatible it is with other software, especially for Liquid, because I don't like doing Liquid in either Blender or Cinema. It's super slow.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I just
yeah,
avoid Liquid Sims entirely, almost all the time. The only time I would ever use a Liquid Sim is like maybe like like a close up glass shot of somebody drinking water, and it's just
wait,
like a little liquid.
yeah. When you watch Avatar, we have to talk about the Liquid simulations. It's like
Can I just watch like a
some next level.
recap? Can I just watch like a recap of just like clips of it because I don't want
I
to
know.
watch it again.
I mean,
I'm not gonna go out to the
I,
movie theater. That's the thing. So unless it's on something, I won't be able to watch it.
okay. Then I think you should wait, and I think you should watch the full thing. I will say like
I guess yeah, because then we can
they
discuss the actual plot and
the
stuff.
CGI and the details are like not just like the liquid, but also like the plants and like the fish and like
Yeah,
the
just
models and all of that stuff.
everything. Caustics,
They,
fucking.
even like the villains, like because they it's like the humans. They have like super cool models that you only see in concept art and art station, and it's like no, it's in the movie. It's like super cool.
That's
So
sick.
yeah, so those I think we should watch the movie. There's one guy who DM'd me saying like the movie was great, but like 25% of it does feel like fillers, and I'm like, yeah, kind of. So, but you should definitely. I think the full movie is definitely like, definitely the full movie is definitely worth watching. I won't say it's like one of the best movies, cause
Yeah, but
like,
I feel like I should watch it just so we can discuss like everything, even
yeah,
outside of
yeah.
just the water itself,
but
or
like
like
I'm done.
specific
But whenever
details.
you're whenever you do finish watching it, we can
We'll
just talk
figure it
about
out.
it.
I
Cause
I don't go to movie theaters. So if it ever comes out on anything,
is
hopefully
there
Disney Plus
is there any
eventually.
reason why you don't go to movie theaters anymore? Because movie theaters here are great. Like it's
Movie theaters in
food and
general, I don't have anyone to go with.
you
Um,
don't watch movies alone.
I wouldn't go to a movie theater by myself. That's cringe. I don't know why.
Why? No, I sometimes watch movies alone, and it's like
I feel like
it's nice
it's
because I did.
different in like different places. Like if I was like somewhere else, it would be like more normal. But if like I go to a movie theater here and I walk in by myself, people are gonna look at me and be like, "Why he by himself?" And then also I'm slightly
No,
afraid because
here it's
I
like
just
a
don't
mix.
feel safe in a lot of places.
Here people come to watch alone or with family or with friends. So
Family is different.
here
Yeah, if I
here
went with family,
here.
maybe, but we don't do that. My dad has a theater in his basement, or like he has a
Okay,
pull down screen with
okay,
a
flex.
projector, and like
All
we
right,
have surround
flex.
sound system. It's not an actual theater, but
No,
like
no,
that's how
but
we used to
like
do it.
here it's not it's not like weird to watch. I mean, I watch like a ton of movies alone. People don't really stare at me because people are just more focused on the movie. Don't
It's
pay
just
attention
hard
to
because I
anyone
watch
else.
I
Yeah.
watch eventually get to watch it on like Netflix or something. It's rare that something actually that I want to watch is only a theater thing,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't come out anywhere
This
else.
is the reason like I sometimes prefer to watch alone
All right, after you're
is
done, I do have to
yeah,
talk about my
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
so we
yeah.
didn't get
So
to that
just
yet.
before we get to that, sorry. So before the reason why I like to watch movies alone is because like sometimes my brother will bug me or I keep bugging him and we just keep annoying each other. I don't have to wait for anyone in case I can just sit down there and just focus on the movie without anyone else bothering me. And if there's someone next to me, he's just doing the same thing, just focusing on the movie. And the same thing goes for like TV shows.
Yeah, I guess I
I'll
feel
watch
like
it.
I'm just like
I'll
kind
watch it by
of
myself. Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like I'm
Because when I
kind of
watch
like
TV
weird about it.
shows, yeah, when I watch TV shows, my my brother's like, "Shut up, stop talking. I'm trying to listen." I'm just like, "Yes, let's go, baby, let's go."
Yeah, no, me and my my friend Nate were the same way. We would watch like Boys Over Flowers or some shit, and it was just like, let's go. It's kind of fun
Yeah.
when I'm by
Oh,
myself though. I'm very quiet. I'll
yeah,
I might be like ooh if like the
yeah.
animation's good. I'll be like
So,
ooh.
yeah, this is a bit unrelated, but you know how we were talking about merchandise and you had like, so I don't get merch, but I do get souvenirs and stuff like that. I remember going to New York. Last time I went to New York City, I went to this comic book store and I got these bad boys for cheap. Got like the white lantern, the yellow lantern, the orange lantern, and everything. I'm like I was like a huge DC fan, and I watched like all
I
like the
hate
lantern
DC.
kind of comics. They were sick, and I got this
I
like
hate DC.
eh, you hate DC? Why do you hate
I
DC?
don't
I'm
know.
like,
It's just not. None of the movies are really
well,
that good.
okay,
The old movies are great.
okay. I will say the movies are crap, most of the time. But I like DC for the comics, the games, and all of that stuff. But and the animated series. But I don't like them for the movies. Marvel, I like them for the movies, but I don't like their comic books or their games or anything like that. So that's
Yeah.
why I like. That's why I'm like a DC
I've been playing
fanboy.
The
Uh,
Spider-Man games though, the new one on
No, no,
PC.
yeah,
Those are fun.
Marvel's great with their games, but like when it comes to DC, there's like Injustice
Oh
and
yeah, there's a lot more. The
Batman
Arkham
Origins.
games for me were
Yeah,
my favorite.
yeah. And the thing is that I like DC because like it's like it's like very dark compared to when I read in Marvel. Like they make it like brutal dark and like story like this guy is like messed up. Like when I watched read the Injustice comics, all the both one and two comics and the also the games. It's like Man of Steel. This guy is like you have Homelander, right? I haven't watched it, but I feel like this Homelander is what Superman is in Injustice because
Well,
like
yeah.
he is so evil.
Oh,
Because
I
he
saw the
base
Injustice stuff. Yeah,
yeah, yeah
he's
because he's
like evil as
basically
fuck.
like he's just basically like Earth's dictator. And he's like a really bad like super strict kind of guy, and he'll kill anyone who gets in his way, and not like beat them up like superheroes do, like
No,
kill them,
yeah.
like laser like
I
it's
saw
like
some clips of it. It seems sick. Like it just as a game.
Yeah, and
I
the lower.
do gotta get I gotta get my thing out of the way because
Yeah, yeah.
we
Go
are we at
ahead.
the end
I'm done
soon? Because
now.
I think we
With
have like we've been going for like 2 hours.
good, you got
So
content.
we got content.
Just edit it.
Split it up into two podcasts. Easy.
You could do like a
Um,
part one and part two because I feel like these are connected in a way. If not,
you know,
it's still like
I'm just
introduction.
gonna upload it as one. It'll be
All
easy.
right, that works as well.
Anyways,
Well, you have to edit any
what
like.
would you say that I do? How would you say what would you say that I do?
I see you more of like a VFX artist.
Okay, you see it
Like
more from
this,
the
this.
client point of view than I do. I would say
Oh, I say it more not client, but like industry
you
wise. That's like the term.
the
You have like
industry point of view, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, because I mean that's if I look at what you do, because you do a lot of like anime stuff, and it's quite similar. Like if I look at JLX Rosa, I
Oh
see
yeah,
him
no,
as a
okay,
yeah.
yeah. I get
I
what you
see
mean in
he
terms of
yeah.
he what he does
I
is
see
VFX. What I do
yeah
is
yeah.
basically VFX.
So
I would
yeah,
say
I see
more or less I lean towards well, I do a lot of VFX and
animation. Yeah,
compositing, but I lean more towards character animation because that's what I find most fun.
yeah,
And then
but
I would
the
say that
reason I say
I'm also a freelance guy. Alex kind
I
of
mean we're all freelance people. I'm a freelance person. Give me money, give me job.
yeah, but like you work in like actual industry based stuff, whereas like I have more experience working for like YouTubers and shit. Like
Yeah,
I have like
so
that type of point of view with
yeah, so to
everything.
say is like when I look at you, I also look at you as like as how I see Ian Hubert, William Landgren, Clinton John. They're like VFX artists. But when I look at someone like let's say
Ian Hubert,
yeah, he's a VFX artist. I mean
you
he
would
does
consider that? He just does everything in
yeah.
3D. I don't know how you would
Or
okay, wait.
or not just if you want to go to a more technical term, 3D generalist is
Yeah,
another
because I
one.
was gonna say
Yeah,
that seems more where I lean. Where the
yeah.
most
But if
things
I
that I
look
care about is the VFX, compositing,
yeah,
camera
yeah, yeah. But
animation,
for
and character
like
animation.
for me, when people were to ask me what I do, because they don't understand sometimes, I will just say 3D artist. But to go to more technical term, I would say like 3D motion designer and modeler for like products and stuff like that. Uh, but let's say I look at someone like Clinton Jones, right?
Yeah.
He's a VFX artist, but you can also see him as a 3D environment artist and 3D modeler because that's what he focuses on. He's not
I would call him an
necessarily a
Unreal
general.
artist.
Yeah.
Unreal
A
Engine
what?
artist. Unreal Engine artist.
Unreal Engine user.
Yeah, Unreal Engine user. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I mean
but they
I just work for YouTube. YouTube people are
it's
used
it's
to
like a
currently.
yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. I wanna just try to get this
Yeah,
quick,
no, go
but
ahead.
um, I work for mainly YouTubers. Eventually, well, I used to, I should say, because currently for this year, because this is coming out in January, um, this year and next year, I'm kind of solely committed to just doing YouTube. I have one client project actually in March, but that's besides the point. I need money. um,
Mhm.
and yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to do YouTube stuff, but like the YouTube thing is like a little bit different. In terms of like what I do as an artist, though, we already kind of explained that in like how I
Yeah.
work. When I work for YouTubers, it's always for VFX and compositing. It's never really for 3D animation because that's sort of the newer stuff that I'm doing, but where I want to lean because I talked about goals
Yeah.
earlier. My goal
Okay.
is like eventually to do like film
Yeah,
directing,
yeah.
TV show, movies,
So
but
what
my
do
own stuff.
you what do you see first? What do you see like like up front as like a normal casual viewer, and then as a 3D artist? How do you see Blend the Guru? Like what would you name him?
Um, Texture and environmental artists.
Okay, but what would you view him if you were just like for because for me I see him as like a 3D artist. Yeah, if I
I
didn't
straight
know.
up say 3D artist or 3D generalist because it's like I don't
Yeah,
see him
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
animation like character
Because
animation
when I say
ever.
Blend the Guru, I just think of him as like interior interior designer because he does a lot of interior architectural
Yeah,
designer
yeah.
kind of stuff. and probably a
I
texture
generalize
artist.
I generalize it all to environment, and I say texture artist because he has like he raves about polygon, his own
Here is a
company,
polygon. There's a lot of
and then he has
texturings and surface imperfections. And yeah, yeah.
yeah, they always
He
talk about it.
really.
So I'm like, I know what they do, and then 90% of what I do, at least with my big projects like Cyberpunk and stuff, it's like I'm leaning towards character acting, character animation. Like I have a mocap suit. Like I'm more heavily invested in the acting side of things for characters, whether or
Yeah.
not it's an action scene or just dialogue stuff, and then like obviously directing a full on show. Eventually, that's my goal. Like my main goal is to be able to
Yeah.
direct a show slash movie,
Eh,
Netflix
yes,
type
that's a
shit,
long time ago.
or even on
Mine is
YouTube.
just like yours is work like get the show for Netflix. Mine is like work for Netflix, get like a title sequence for like a Netflix show. I'm like,
Yeah, see, this is what
give
happens.
me
If I get the show for Netflix, you get to do the title sequence. It's a win win.
if you if we do,
See, I think about
that
the future a
depends
lot.
on it.
This is where I see me and or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah, that's
like to
it.
look at the future. Alex tends to look less or looks more towards
I
like
just look
like
I just look
we'll see what
depressed.
happens. It's like I like to
It's
like
just
imagine it because it like
I
motivates me a little
think
bit
of
more.
yeah, I think obviously I obviously think about what's gonna happen in the future, but I always focus on what's happening on the present.
Oh no,
And I also
I do
look
too. It's like plans change. Like when I was in high school, I thought I was going to be working for Cartoon Network for the longest time. I was like, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get a degree and then I'm going to work for Cartoon Network. Went to college, hated it, dropped out, and then I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? I was like, maybe I could do the YouTube thing and work for YouTubers. And then I got a job with a YouTuber, went to LA, and then that all happened. And then now this is kind of the lane that I'm in. It changes. I have like plan A, B, C, D, E,
yeah,
F,
yeah, yeah,
G,
yeah. Like
and then
for
safety.
okay, before
So,
throughout the past few years of me doing this kind of stuff, at first like my goal was just to be like a film editor, editing films. I wasn't interested in doing. And
no,
then it
same
shifted
because before
to
I even did AMVs, I have cameras. I had all this
yeah,
equipment from when I was in like middle
yeah,
school
yeah,
because
yeah.
this is like all I asked
So
for Christmas. And I was like, oh, I
before
wanna.
yeah, yeah. So after me being a film editor, then I wanted to be like no before being a film editor, I wanted to be like a YouTuber. Like at one point, some people wanted to be a YouTuber, but now it's not really like
I
something I
mean,
want
I
to
was
do. But
doing it since I was
yeah,
11. It's been 11 years. I have been doing YouTube for 11 years.
yeah,
Half my life,
after
I've been doing YouTube. That's actually crazy.
yeah, after the film editing thing, I discovered like music videos because they had like some sick editing, involved, and I wanted to be a music video editor and director.
I didn't
So
even think
that's when
about
I
that.
learned, that's when I learned about After Effects.
Mm.
And I'm like, nah, I like this. I still wanted to be a film editor, but then when I discovered about eh, um Cinema 4D and all that stuff, and I saw Game V making like these CG commercials stuff like that. It's like, nah, I want to make commercials. I think that's much cooler,
Yeah.
And yeah, and now I'm doing commercials, still doing
Yeah, it
commercials,
always switches. Like
yeah,
I knew I
and
wanted to do VFX slightly. I had always when I did YouTube initially when I was like 11, I made short films. You've seen my channel. I'm not releasing it publicly. um but
okay, yeah, yeah, those. I thought you were mean like the cyberpunk or the chainsaw. You were talking
no,
about
no, no, no,
the
no,
old
the
short
old
films. I'm like,
old
oh
stuff.
yeah,
Like I
yeah, yeah.
knew from a young age what I wanted to do in terms of like making films one day. In terms of how I went about it, I didn't know. I was like, am I just going to be a director who like kind of just tells people what to do, or am I actually going to be the guy who like does VFX and like knows how to do it? That all switched. Eventually, I got into AMVs, and then the way that I got into Blender was weird because it was a gradual shift. I started using Element 3D. I made like one edit.
Yeah.
I made a bunch of edits with
I
Element,
feel
the 3D camera, and After
I
Effects. Eventually, went into Cinema 4D to do one edit. Hated Cinema 4D, gave up on editing stuff like that, and then I for a little bit, and then I switched to Blender for one edit, and then I kept making After Effects edits, but like mixing a lot of 3D stuff, like 3D camera tracked stuff into it, because I didn't know how to track 3D track in Blender yet, so I downloaded this plugin in After Effects no, I downloaded a plugin in Blender that allowed me to 3D camera
Transfer the
track,
data,
yeah, transfer the data from After Effects
data to
to.
After.
So that's how I did a lot of like really old 3D tracking stuff, and then eventually I just switched because I had the same mindset as you. Like I was cutting out characters, masking them out, and then I would put them into my own scene. Originally, just
Yeah,
matte painting type style things in After Effects, and then eventually switched to putting them into 3D scenes.
a lot of like AMV editors who have done that. 50% of them go to like VFX or like design
You could tell
or
who was
illustration.
going where based on the style that
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
did.
Very. If you look at the ones who do like the flow edits, they just stay as editing. But when you say the ones who involve so much like 3D and effects, there's like a good chance that they're gonna go to like design. And like 75 of the editors that I know, they just straight up just went to like motion design industry. There's just like one editor that I used to like. I still admire a lot, and he just completely just stopped anime editing and just went straight on to making anime characters. And now he's working for like a studio and working on cool projects.
Vegito?
Do
Who?
you know Limpzu?
Nimzo?
Limpzu.
Oh, Limpsu. Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you've heard like he recently got like a job
I
in
had
Sweden.
I
His,
asked him a
like
question for
his
one of my old videos on YouTube. I when I asked you a question about what could Blender do to be better or
yeah.
whatever, I asked him on that. Yeah, so
What do you say?
He works for I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
No, so he used to he used a Cinema 4D and a
I
Blender
know he
longer
does,
than
but
we both.
he
No, no,
kind I ask people even if they use Cinema like
no,
to
actually, no, he's not you. I'm not sure. He hasn't. I think we used Blender before, but he used Cinema 4D way back then. But I think like it right
do you
now
know
it's his
what does he
first
do
time
now?
like working. Right now it's his first time working in like a proper like studio office space.
Mm.
And I hope it goes smoothly for him. I hope it's not hell because
I
I've
mean
experienced hell.
he's fucking he's good. So like
He's good. He's good, and he's going to like learn a lot, and he's definitely going to like he's definitely going to place, and that's just the beginning. From there on, it just I would say from there on it gets easier because then you get to start to like understand and see the red flags and the bad and the good, the work in an environment, and
yeah.
start to get a bigger understanding between freelance and in studio and
My parents I was
eh,
talking to my parents or like my family I should say, not just my parents, but my family on Christmas 2 days ago, and we were talking about investments and stuff, and then it got into like my work and shit. So I was like, because they were confused on why I was doing YouTube outside of just client work. Everyone is. You're confused about it sometimes. You're like, you should get a job. Just a little
eh,
bit. And the
yeah,
thing is like I
but
don't mind it. The but the reason that I always say this is like we're talking about Limzu right now, and he's like going to a studio to work on
yeah.
these things, and I could maybe work towards that, but like my thing is that I never really wanted to work for a person. I wanted to
Yeah,
work for
but
myself,
the
and
other
that's kind of like
issue is that
my goal and like learning stuff
they
to then work for
yeah
myself.
the other issue is that since I work in motion design and he works in motion design,
Well,
the
he
clients
does
that
more
we
than motion design. I've seen some of his environment
yeah
stuff, and it's
yeah,
just
but that's the kind of project that he's working on. So the thing is that the project that we work on, it is kind of commercial based.
yeah.
So the clients will have a more
That's the
it's
thing.
more
Like
on
it's different.
like on the marketing business kind of side, where
Yeah,
whether for the kind of work that you do, it's on the entertainment side. So it's a little not it's not niche, but it's like a little bit. It's not as common as like media agencies advertising. Because for me,
yeah.
I don't have to be just hired at like a motion design studio. It could be just a marketing agency or something like that. I know I have a former colleague who works at the bank as a motion designer. And getting like he's getting banked, by the way, getting banked from the bank. And he works as like a full-time motion designer there. He I go on LinkedIn, I'll see people working for like what's it, DHL, the shipping company?
Yeah, yeah.
DHL.
That's what shipped my mocap suit.
Yeah, people who work for like Microsoft and they're acting as like designers. You could work for a tech company as designers and stuff like that. For for like like VFX and animation, you should be working at like studio. These entertainment studios and stuff like that, and do big studios and all of that kind of stuff. So it's a bit of a different field in a way, even though we
It
do.
is no, it's a different field. I feel like the idea of like advertisement marketing is just completely different from the idea of like I am making a film which then shows I guess more emotion and plot story. I don't know, like there's extra shit to it. But I don't
Yeah,
know,
but
for
they
me, I like I know I could go the route where it's like I'm a character animator, which is what I would prefer to do if I had to work for somewhere. I would be a character animator for like random arcane like the next arcane, like I would be on that, like I would want to be an animator or something. But like my actual goal is to be like I want to make my own arcane, like
yeah.
my show, and then I'm also animating on it because I like doing it, but I'm also like directing and doing all that stuff because I have more experience. I have experience at least doing the managing side of things, and it's just fun for me because
Yeah.
that was always my goal even from when I was 11. So it's like I rather. What's that quote from Mark Cuban? I think it's Mark Cuban. He's like, I rather make $50,000 a year working 24/7 for myself than making $800,000 working for somebody else or something like that. And then he walked off Shark Tank. I don't remember what the fuck he said. It was something like that.
Oh yeah. Uh, well, okay. If you're an artist, right, you're not gonna. The number one thing,
I
even though
ain't
it's
gonna take
important,
shit from nobody, son.
it no, it's like the people.
Ah!
There are people who would uh, there are people who would join this industry, not the like entertainment or more commercial, just generally like in the art field, right?
Mm.
People who just join in for like the money, and I'm like, why? If you want to do money, do like a different field because you don't come doing this stuff because for the money. Even though you do to an extent, but you come here
Yeah.
because you enjoy it. Because there are people
Well,
like we
I'm doing things currently, which I'm not mentioning on the podcast, but like I am doing things externally for money that don't involve film, YouTube, or anything, and that's starting out next
yeah.
year.
But if you're gonna do this as like for example any kind of
This
where
isn't
it's
even
like
supposed to be like my main job. I want this to be a hobby, but I also want to be like really good at it. That like eventually, like
or for me it's like
I can make like a Netflix show or
even
something.
for me even though it's still a job, it still feels like a hobby, which is a good thing I think. You can just
All
end it,
right,
yeah.
peace out, guys. This was the third party
Yeah,
podcast. First
with
episode
BTS.
0. We're BTS, third party TPS or TPP,
What?
third party TPP,
Third party TPP,
TPP. All right, that's what
third
we
person's
are.
perspective.
Third person perspective. Oh my god,
I mean,
no,
if
no.
you
Wait,
play
there's so many acronyms for this. Let's go. They're 3D
no,
released.
it's true. But like, remember playing a PUBG, I have FPP and then TPP, which is third person
Yeah,
perspective.
but
First person.
I'm just glad that we have more 3D related acronyms. Anyways, this is the third party podcast. It's new. We're gonna try to
Trans-Pacific.
get things more organized as things go on.
You,
We didn't have
you
topics for
have
this. We just wanted to run with it. I'm gonna quickly
yeah.
end this. And
You got
um,
taxpayer panel Trans-Pacific partnership.
oh,
Damn.
you're going with this. You're going with the acronym list. Oh Jesus.
Jesus.
Anyways, yeah,
Third
this
party
was.
processor? What the fuck is this? Damn. Third party providers?
All
Ooh,
right.
there's a lot of acronyms for this.
I hope you guys enjoyed the third party podcast where we are your third party opinions for art and film and 3D in general and other just opinions. We're your third party source. All right, that's it. That's the podcast. We'll eventually have more things coming up, like things that you can do to engage. Maybe a Discord server in the future. Who knows? Who fucking knows? I don't really know. It's sick. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. This was fun. Hopefully next episode 2 weeks from now. This is getting uploaded on a Tuesday. Actually, I have it scheduled. It's getting uploaded on a Tuesday. So every 2 weeks on a Tuesday. Fuck that. Bye.